Last night. It's going to be Sunday. Hello, folks. I'm taking off screen sharing. There we go. Seamless as always.
Yeah. We're going to be notoriously known for seamless intros.
And every time I'm done this, I always say the same thing. Tomorrow I'm going to play around with the, there's an EQ adjuster inside of Windows you can use to kind of control. And it should play the sound from inside. And I haven't used an external mic. But yeah, and then I forget till we're here. So
hi.
Hey, how's it going? Happy Sunday to you all. How's everybody doing? I got to bring up some chat here.
Hi, hello, all the ones who are in and joining us on this Sunday night. We're right away congratulating Raven Ribbooks, who hit 700 yesterday.
No way.
She was asking for support and she got it. So that's amazing.
That's two of them. And I just got off the stream with AOK Forging and Adventures. Yeah, it's kind of representative how my head feels right now. Who hit 500 yesterday and did a big shout out to us and you guys. I shouldn't say to us, our stream, but you guys are the ones who got them over 500. So it's always great to have those victories.
Yes. Thank you very much for coming in. Joe Z is in the house. Tyler Terrell, best friend in your thread. If you missed that stream yesterday, we had a very fun stream last night.
It was an adventure. We went from a family-oriented, talking with kids and stuff.
Well, yeah. It was fun is understatement. You're just gonna go and check it out. After the stream ends,
yes.
Check out last night's stream and go and support best friend in your thread. That was hilarious. Thank you for everybody who stayed with us yesterday till the very end of 4.5 hours of streaming.
It was one of the longest one yet.
Oh yes, my God.
Yeah. And you kept calling it 5.5 hours. You were even adding an extra hour to it.
It felt like that. River Bend Longbows Outdoors is saying hi. Thank you. Making supper. We'll check back. Definitely. Roundhouse Ranch Barbecue.
I believe that. Roundhouse?
Yeah.
Roundhouse Ranch Barbecue. This is your first time here, correct?
We hope.
I believe so. So, Cook Goes Hunting. Oh, good. Cook Goes Hunting just got over 200. Excellent. We just seen each other in AOK Adventures and Foraging, or Forging and Adventures. I always mix them up.
And of course, Bottle Caps. Yes, Bottle Caps loved yesterday's moment where in between of 4.5 hours, Andrew took out his electric guitar and gave us some tunes in foreseeing tomorrow's event where we are going to have Manic Monday music theme. With whole bunch of different guests, exciting event. We're so looking forward to it. But today's Sunday. Today's Sunday talk, Sunday family talk, and we have a very nice guest today too. As I was saying yesterday, if you have kids, you can welcome them beside you tonight and watch this live stream together with your family.
Best friend in your thread is going to be better behaved tonight, so we're going to so it will be more of a family-friendly channel.
Yes. So please, before our guest comes on, make sure that we keep chat room and all the questions family and kid friendly. Please.
And Roundhouse, yes, exactly. Roundhouse Ranch Barbecue. Sorry about that. Yes, now it is coming back to me. It's hard sometimes with the stream. I try to keep track of everybody, so it's so nice to have you here again. Yeah, he says he's been here twice before, but never on Sunday. Actually, this is the first Sunday we've ever done.
Yeah, we've never been here on Sunday either.
Yeah. So this is new to you as it is to us.
Yeah, so we're just going to be checking it out.
Kid Friendly got it. Goes hunting.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys are so funny.
So probably, since we don't have our mods in today, we're going to be checking chat a little bit more strictly today. So please keep it civil.
From RC, Eric the Red RC, I found a couple of these channels that he's part of that are really interesting. And one of them was Coast to Coast Drones.
Oh,
and
yes,
I'm so glad to have you here.
Yes.
Diamond Master 2.0.
Yeah.
Sveiki. You see that?
Sveiki. Yes. Sveiki too. And don't forget to tweet this live stream out. Tweet it out, share it, tell everybody to come in. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be different.
We've had a couple of channels that grew in the last couple of days. So yeah, tell all your friends and get them in here. I mean, you got to really support a crowd. So
it's been amazing support. Like we said about the Raven Rain books. She came in asking for some support, and she cracked her 700.
Exactly.
So that's amazing.
Ask and you shall receive in this channel. Depending on
Tracking Studios, welcome back. Nice to see you too. That's amazing how many people we already see on. And Sveiki is Lithuanian. Hello. Well, I think it's a little bit different pronunciation in Lithuanian. Latvian, yes, Sveiki. Yes, for sure. I don't know about Lithuanian. It's very similar to Latvian, so it might be.
Yeah, see, Roundhouse Ranch Barbecue, what is her accent? Almost sounds German. It's actually Latvian. As part of the Baltic states above Poland, there's Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia.
It's an ex-Soviet country right now. It's part of EU. It's squished between Scandinavia and Poland, and borders Russia on one side and Baltic Sea on the other. It's a little less than 2 million people in there, and that's where I come from.
Yep. And that's where our channel's named after. Pusa is a small town close to the Russian border in Latvia. Yeah. Henry Ford's RC, another one I found today. Thank you so much for coming. He's actually a fellow Canadian from Windsor, does model RC vehicles. He did this car, the Serpent. It looks like it's sick, guys. I swear to God, I gotta stop watching these channels, or I'm gonna end up in divorce court.
Bottle caps. Somebody needs advice.
Yeah, exactly. Tyler, do you know Romanian? I speak Romanian, kinda. I think you can probably understand a little bit of it from the Russian side, because I've heard Romanians say they can.
I know Russian. My family short history is my father. They both were mother and father born in Latvia, but from my father's side, my grandparents, they come from Russia. My grandfather is from Moscow, and grandmother is from Karelia, which is very deep up north. In Russia. So yes, Romanian I would probably understand a little bit just because of similarity. And Diamond Master is saying, didn't you say you were from Latvia? Yes, exactly. Sveiks, my grandpa is from Latvia. Exactly. Autse. Oh, hi. Yes, Autse. Oh, that's so nice. Yes, thank you so much. Roundhouse Ranch Barbecue. I'm familiar with Latvia. That's so nice to hear.
Yeah.
Because it's not very often that I find people that are from there.
To Nicholas, I've been to Latvia as well.
Oh, well, when you're going to be on, because we talked about that yesterday, when you're going to be on, we're definitely going to talk about that, because it's definitely not many people have been there. More people who live in Europe, maybe from Germany and UK, they oftentimes travel there because of the history and architecture, and just amazing place to be.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Henry Ford RC, the Serpent is the Rolex of RC cars. Yeah, I can see that right away. I don't know a ton about them. I want to learn more about them, but definitely by the oohs and ahs in your chat, in your post, I could definitely get the feeling that it was something special. Beautiful machine. I spent many months in Lithuania, had a day trip into Latvia. It was incredible. Oh, that's very cool, to Nicholas.
Yeah, Lithuania is a very interesting place as well. We went there with the kids on one of our travel trips back to Europe, and one of the very interesting highlights to me as well was German fort leftovers on the beach that were there from World War II times. And it's interesting how people are very informally having swim and sunbathing and just relaxing right beside the German-made fort You know, it's amazing. It's just so surreal.
Those old 120 millimeter guns are gone, but you still see the bases out in the water, like on the edge of the, because it's all sand coastline all the way to Kaliningrad there in that little, it's like a barochois, they call it in French, where it's a little narrow coast that separates fresh water from salt water, which leads into Kaliningrad. And it's all sand, and you can walk out for like a mile and a half, and the water is just to your chest. But when you look inside, it's full of these old battalion. There's a name for them. I'm forgetting them now. Sieges, basically, big cement ones with used to be the 120 millimeter guns, which I'm sure was quite, unfortunately, an awful mess during World War II. I have to do a shout out here before I forget, because I owe a big thank you to Eric the Red RC. Thank you for coming. As you can see, Eric, I checked out your channel, seen the videos you recommended, even got a few of guys that you watch, because I respect your work. I figured I'd check out some more of them. So I got a couple of them here on the channel as well.
Kuko's handing favorite food from Latvia. Rye bread, cottage cheese. I wouldn't say it's favorite. That's what I miss. I miss here. I miss it. And Pirag, Diamond Master 2.0. Yes, that's the person knows what they're talking about. Exactly. Pirag. That's right. We're gonna definitely talk more about where I'm coming from in the following one of our one-on-one chat days. So that's amazing. Yeah, there's 3-star Travelers is smashing that button. Thank you. Joey lost all power because of the wind, so we're watching you guys from my phone. Oh, you guys are so sweet. It's such a it's such a dedication. Yeah, thank you. It's been hitting really hard with the winter snowstorm in Ontario. We were supposed to have it, but I think we really got like a really tail end of it, because it's nothing near what they promised. So we have been lucky, but stay warm and safe. For those who have that winter storm.
Especially a lot that have taken off their summer and put on their summer tires. Excuse me. Just be really extra careful. Avoid going out if you have to, because it is a lot worse than you'll probably realize. So just be careful. Be safe.
I think best friend in your shed is on a roll today again. This might be a weird comment, but I love the color of your wall. It reminds me of my favorite Crayola crayon called Bittersweet. Yeah, we love it too. Vanessa Kitty, hi. I seen you commented a while ago, but yes, hi. Snow is beginning here in Connecticut. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. You're in bed. Oh, why do you have your phone on in bed? The question is. Family friendly. Okay. Thank you. Now, don't forget to tweet this out. Smash that like button and tweet and share this out. The more, the merrier. We have amazing guests tonight. Family friendly.
Yep. We're just setting them up right now to come on. So we'll be ready in a minute. It's nice to have them. Well, we'll explain that story after, because it's kind of neat. It's probably a giveaway. Did anybody guess by the picture who was on tonight?
Yeah. It was, there was a clue. Now, and since it is a family friendly, we might ask our...
It's nice to have Josie. You've been a little bit... Josie was one of the very first people we ever connected with in the I'm a Creator movement. And it was the first person to send me a DM, which I felt bad about, because I checked back then I only had 42 subscribers, so I checked my DMs about as much as I checked how many millions I had in my stocks and bonds. So I have friended so many people already here. Thank you all. Looking forward to your guests. Well, it's great. Well, we can call you Stephanie, since now we know you by your name. It's great to see everybody mingling around, and get support, guys. Support each other. There's nothing wrong with that. Take advantage of it while you're here.
Polly said the same thing. That's right. Wife is always right. Okay, so since today is a family friendly and interesting different guest tonight, we have maybe you can come sit between us.
Sure, I'll draw a little bit. It's okay. Is that right?
Okay. So
whatever, we're
gonna squish in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is our son, our middle child.
Yep.
Hello.
world.
Would you like to introduce yourself to people?
Sure.
Oh, we got to just at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just quickly let's introduce.
Yeah. So my name is Chris. Going to high school next year, and I love to read books. I love to play video games, and computers are my thing, basically. So.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us for a little bit today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we have our guest in the studio.
Hey guys.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good. I'm kind of partially in the frame. That's okay. I want to turn over to you guys a little bit more. No. Chris is on, so Chris is going to be more managing. I'll be producing.
Yes, we thought it would be great to have our son too on today, which we usually don't. So have a little bit of more of a child perspective to your channel and to the things you guys do. Introduce yourself to everybody. Reveal who is the guest tonight.
Okay. Introduce yourself.
I'm
So you can say.
okay.
This is Lucian. I'm Chris. He does this channel. What's your channel name?
Gaming Dude.
Gaming Dude. And I'm a dad, so I play along. I do various characters, usually spontaneously.
You get all the great eating challenges in that I've seen.
Yeah, we've been having fun with that. We've got a few more coming.
You're a good dad. My heart goes out to you.
That's what I really don't look forward to. Put it that way.
It's been amazing though that you're supporting Lucian's channel. It's I loved it so much. To see that a father is actually actively involved in the channel.
Definitely, that was cool.
It's one of those things where I actually have fun with it too. So it's more his thing, but we'll collaborate on ideas and come up with different things and just have fun with it. Try not to take it all too seriously.
That's right. Well, tell us more about your channel, Lucian. What is it about? How did it start? Let's start with that.
I guess. Well, I started it for no reason, I guess, and then I sort of abandoned it. And then a couple of years later, I decided to. I was going to make like some what was it again? The Black Ops 2 perks. And then I was like, okay, just record me and see how this
Real
goes.
versions of them.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I guess I just.
And then it started evolving into
Yeah.
what? You started doing product reviews.
Yeah.
Gas masks, things like that. He has a big army surplus affinity.
I can only imagine. I've seen the different masks and stuff like that. You must have quite a collection going there.
Yeah.
So when did you start? Do you collect them? Do you keep them, or do you just like use them for one video and then get rid of them? Or
Oh no, I definitely keep them.
That's great.
He's waiting for the zombie apocalypse.
yeah, you'll definitely be ready, guys. I like that. It's always good to be prepared.
Now I'm curious, where are you guys located?
We're located in Montreal.
Okay.
Yeah. Xenia is originally from the country. We were just talking about that before you guys came on. She's originally from Latvia.
Okay.
Yeah, which is just above above Lithuania. So, and yeah, we're based in Montreal here. Been for I've lived in Montreal most of my adult life. I'm originally from Eastern Quebec, but I've lived here since I was 17. And you guys have been here since the mid 2000s.
Yeah, we lived in Saskatchewan as well, so we have been in a couple of places before.
Yeah.
That's a big difference, though, between Montreal and Saskatchewan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Worlds apart. Worlds apart. Yeah.
Minus 50 winter is very terrible.
Yeah.
Where are you guys from?
We're located just outside of Washington, D.C. We're in Maryland.
Oh, cool. Cool. I used to go a lot traveling years ago. I was a truck driver and I used to go down through that area and stuff. So,
Okay.
Are you from there originally?
Yeah, I grew up here, and Lucian was born here. We have the second, I think we're renowned for having the second worst traffic in the country. So
I can't. I can agree with that. The congestion is unbelievable in that area. Sometimes but we can't have everything perfect, right?
Exactly. And his mom is actually from Brazil.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's interesting.
In the videos, whenever you see him talking to camera lady.
So back to your channel. How long ago did you start it?
I can't remember.
When you really started actively doing it?
Like a year and a half, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say about a year and a half ago.
Well, you have been really growing in that year and a half. For those of you guys who don't know, they have 2.2 thousand subscribers already. That's amazing.
That's really good.
What did you do?
I don't know. I've been leaving comments and things like that.
Comments on other creators' videos.
Well, interaction's a big key to growing on here, that's for sure. And it shows that it paid off for you as well. I'm just bringing up your channel here for a second. I'm just going to show everybody at home. You guys can tell us a little bit more about it. I'm just showing them a few of the video thumbnails and stuff. So you can talk a little bit about your travels. Actually, that's really interesting.
Okay. I like to travel. I went to Brazil, Lebanon, Paris. Where else did I go? Oh, okay, camera lady. Bye.
His mom is actually talking through a closed door. She overheard. Goes, Dubai.
Mama's always the producer. She gets full reign. So
Exactly.
that's in any household, I can safely say. That's
London, and I feel like I'm missing one. I don't know.
Italy.
you have Paris here as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Paris.
Yeah.
Oh,
Paris.
yeah.
I was just looking at your Eiffel Tower. You got better pictures than I got when I was there.
Actually, the video about Paris was the one that caught my eye a lot, and I kept going back to it. Well, out of all these countries that you have visited, which was the one that you enjoyed the most, and why?
That's a hard question. Probably Italy, because we had like no idea what we were doing.
It's the best way to travel.
Yep. You'll know.
Because nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought Dubai was an interesting one though, because they have an indoor ski resort in the desert. It's 120 degrees outside, and they're in these big snowsuits and actually skiing.
I seen Anthony Bourdain, I believe it was, or the Booze Traveler, one of those shows like that went there, and that was just phenomenal. Like, it just shows you where we're at in the world right now, where you can have skiing in Dubai. Like,
Yeah.
It's hard to fathom sometimes. That's cool. You got to see that though. Was it really as neat as it looked like on television?
Yeah, I would say so.
How high does it go up? Like, is it a decent descent or?
How
long is the hill?
It was, like average, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was enough to be able to ski decently, like?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That is so amazing.
That is neat.
One of the new world wonders, in my opinion, I would say.
I agree.
Something you enjoy to do in your spare time?
Oh yeah, skiing.
We don't get as much in this area because, the mountains around us aren't very tall, and you don't have very long runs.
It's more meant you got to travel for skiing for you guys in that area. Head up to the New England states, or I guess would be your closest bet. So,
upstate New York, stuff like that.
Great skiing there. Well, I mean, those mountains all lead, of course, right into Montreal. So there's that whole circuit. Even when you buy a pass for one, you get a pass for there, and like Vermont, New York, and Montreal are usually included in them. So. You want to sit in the middle?
Yeah, so I can follow the chat too, because I think there are questions that I can.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know if you guys know that or not, we never planned to have a live stream in our life. It was the last thing we ever wanted to do.
Well, he was terrified to do a live stream. everything we do is, we'll do retakes and
Yep.
everything. So recording it just makes life so much more easy.
There's nothing greater in life than an edit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
See, we never even appeared in front of the camera. We never appeared until the I'm a Creator movement when we went on one night just before we hit 1,000 subscribers.
Okay.
And we just went on for the fun of it. We were terrified. As we joke, it looked like a scene from Armageddon. We were almost hand in hand, like, because we don't want to be in front of the camera. We like being behind it. And it kind of just took off. And this is what we were wanting to do, was find channels. We said if we're going to do it, we need to have something that we want to do. And it was to meet channels and find out like the backstories behind them. Now that we've all been watching each other, like what is the stories of how they, you guys built your channel,
Right.
what your interests are out and stuff like that, a bit more about travels and that. And it's been fun. It's nice to get to know people more this way. So
That's awesome. I love what you all are doing. That's one.
thank you. It's great that we get to meet people like you guys, So this is the icing on the cake for sure.
Well, thank you for having us on.
Except I don't get to edit anymore, which is kind of depressing because that's my favorite thing in the world. That's what so. But I'll find a balance at some point. I have 3 videos right now, 3/4 done, and I actually have one from. If everybody's listening, I have one coming hopefully this week of Jungfrau, the highest point in Europe.
Yeah.
And it's a train that takes you 11,000 feet in the air to the top of the Alps.
Okay.
And when you come out to the station, it's inside the peak of the mountain. And when you walk outside, you're standing up on top of the Alps.
Oh, that's got to be incredible.
Yeah, the train was, I think, 118 years ago they built it?
Yes.
It was built during the Romance era. It doesn't even begin, like you can't, another thing for that time you could never fathom could ever have been built.
Right.
And so that's my next one I'm hoping to get done, but it's been sitting there for literally 2.5 weeks, I think. So
they don't get done.
yeah, exactly. So the channel's been doing good. I was looking at some of your top videos. The best one was your GP5 gas mask unboxing. Sorry if I don't sound like a knowledgeable man on gas masks, but I am trying to learn from your channel as I go. So that's pretty cool. And chocolate guns and ammo. I didn't get to see that one. I seen the one with the gas mask, but I didn't see that one.
Why do you think that one's so popular?
I don't know.
The name definitely draws you in. It definitely piques curiosity. It's good clickbait, so I give you credit on that one. So.
Maybe you can tell us what you were doing there, because since we're not watching the video for those who haven't seen it. Can you tell us more about the video?
Okay, well, I saw like another video about these, so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I was like, okay, I should get one and see what it's about. So I got one. I got a grenade, ammo, and a gun. I think it was an M1911, but I didn't eat it yet. It's so cool. I saved it. So, but the bullets, the grenade I didn't eat either, because that's cool too.
Too much of a keepsake for.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you ever want to make another video, you got to keep it around part 2 since it did well. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I just tried them, and it was just milk chocolate, simple stuff. I guess. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though. And the Samsung Curve monitor I loved. That's amazing, by the way. You still have it?
Oh yeah, I play like Fortnite and stuff.
I don't blame you. I'd be playing a lot of Fortnite on it as well. So you definitely got my vote. But yeah, that GP5, 14,000 views. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Why do you think that one took off so well?
There seems to be a following with Army surplus things, though.
Well,
like the gas masks.
Yeah, especially with the games that are out right now. I mean, it ties right into it.
Exactly, just like war games and stuff that are coming out that everybody's playing. And like
a lot.
Well, yeah, like war games and stuff that everybody's playing, like Battle Royale and just different types of games that all have to do with this stuff. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
What kind of games you play? A Fortnite? What else?
Pardon me.
Oh, I like Far Cry 5. I just got that. And Call of Duty's fun. Things like that, like shooter games.
First-person shooters.
Yeah.
You and then those ones?
No, I'm not much of a shooter game guy. I more play like peaceful games or like car games and that stuff. I'm not
Like Minecraft?
Every once in a while.
Do you play more on the computer or on the gaming consoles?
I use the gaming console more.
Right.
And what's your weapon of choice for console?
Xbox One.
What?
Xbox One. We have the PS4, but I hate the controllers on it, so I refuse to play it.
So what's your favorite game then?
Yes,
You're
what?
Oh, any of the Call of Duties, the first-person shooter games. He always tries to get me to do Minecraft with him, and I just hate open world games. They seem like a big time hole to me.
They are a lot
a purpose and an ending. You know, I've accomplished it. I won. I'm done.
Well, Call of Duty, I'm siding with you. That's the old purist game. I believe myself will always be the greatest game that was ever invented. I play a bit of the open ones I used to. I can't play them all the time. I developed too much of a god complex. So. Which tends, probably my wife says, then branches out into the rest of our lives. So that's why.
Our daughter, she likes Roblox, so she tries to get me playing that. Same as Chris started first with Roblox, and then Minecraft. Yeah, then introduced it to our daughter, and now Minecraft, and trying to introduce to her as well, but it doesn't catch up with me. Sims probably would be my favorite game.
She liked it for the shopping.
Yes, I liked it for the shopping, customization part.
I don't care. It's virtual shopping, so shop away. I think that's the greatest thing.
As long as it doesn't cost real dollars for those virtual.
That's right.
That's
I'm
right.
the biggest supporter. I think it's an amazing idea. Then.
Is there a game that you are looking forward to that is coming out soon, maybe?
Probably not. I've
No.
never heard of any new games that I want.
He ran out and got Far Cry 5 as soon as that came out. So
No.
I think that was his big. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah,
Would
but that's old. Kerbal Space Program.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Chris plays that too.
Yeah, I used to play it a lot. It's a really good physics simulator type thing. It's really fun.
Do you enjoy science?
Well, I like math more, but science is. I like science too.
You look like an inquisitive guy. That's why I can see right in your face. That's why I can tell there's something with the mathematics science side. So.
Well, we have an upcoming video. There was a science and engineering festival in DC last weekend, and we attended that. So we did a little video of all the displays going on there, and you'll be putting that together at some point.
What is your uploads? What do you try to follow a schedule or for videos, or just they come?
I try to post every weekend, but that doesn't usually work out. So,
Well, it's hard. I mean, there's life gets in the way, and that's a good thing. I mean, you know, it's nice to enjoy it, but also not to have it as a full business. To be able to you know, make it part of your lifestyle without it hindering your lifestyle, I think is kind of the thing. So,
Right. I think if it became too much work, it wouldn't be fun to do anymore.
yes, because there's lots of time in life for that kind of stuff.
Right. Oh, that's coming anyway.
Yes. Is there any questions, hon? I forgot to ask you a while ago.
Well, what is it that you want to do when you grow up?
well, I would like to be an engineer, but that's kind of hard.
Yeah, I think you're on the same path here as Chris.
Exactly, that's what I'm planning to do when I grow up. Just the fact of like making stuff and planning stuff out that are so complex, just cool to me. So I'm just planning to do that when I grow up. So.
That's awesome.
Why I'm asking, because I think lots of people are under stereotype that younger people want to be YouTubers nowadays. What do you think about that?
Maybe as a part-time thing.
That's a good answer.
That is a very good answer. I like that. Very diplomatic and leaving your doors open. Good for you.
That's very good.
I'm worried you're spending too much time in Washington, D.C. with answers like that. I think we're going to see you running for a certain position one day.
Yeah. What do you use to make your videos? And do you help editing them, or is Dad editing them? How does your process work?
Oh, no. Camera lady records them, and then I do all the editing.
But what do you
use? I don't know. I use different kinds of things.
iPhone mostly, though, right?
Yeah. I do everything on the phone.
Okay, cool.
Do you have any questions from?
I'll go back to that.
Yeah.
I'm so into the
yeah, no, I know, me too. That's
interview.
why I almost forgot that we have a chat room here. I completely forgot about you guys. So.
Well, people are mostly discussing different games, and the Fortnite is on top of the talks, since I guess it is a much talked subject as well. What about the dance challenge? Have you done that?
What?
What?
The Fortnite dance challenge.
Are you planning to do that? More?
Basically, like, it's either there's two right now. There's either one where you replicate a Fortnite dance and then you post it on YouTube, and there's one where you create one. I don't know if it expired, but you create one and you tag in a Fortnite on Twitter or something like that. There's a chance that it gets integrated into the game. So, like, are you planning on doing any of those?
Oh man, probably not. I'm not very good at dancing.
Best friend in your thread says that you are a very smart kid. There's lots of compliments about you liking math and wanting to be an engineer. How smart is that? Yes, so the very good response from our chat room.
Yeah, this is some teacher down the rabbit hole.
Yes, there's a couple teachers in the chat room as well, so they like seeing that.
I think they're grading you. I think you're up to B+ right now, so got to keep it rolling. So you're doing great. So it's an amazing mark for first in the show. No pressure. Just kidding.
Tree Star Traveler says that he's a Minecraft addict, and built a whole world, hundreds of hours with Walmart, Starbucks, everything. That's a way of doing it. Maybe that's how I should get into Minecraft. I never thought of doing it that way. I should do that. It's a very good idea. Because they keep trying to get me into that world, and I just can't seem to understand anything about it.
Oh, there you go.
But that's the way of doing it. That's amazing. Oh, a shout out to Joey. He reached 500 today. So thank you.
Yep. Excellent, guys. Good job. Got him up there. Perfect.
Question from Diamond Master. What do you use to record your videos? You said iPhone mostly, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I do everything on iPhone. Yeah.
Do you edit on the iPhone as well?
Yep, everything on the phone.
Okay.
That's pretty good. You did some decent edits. I was looking at your stuff.
That's why I was asking, because I wondered if there are different gadgets that you're using. Well, that's amazing.
We always use our shows for an online straw poll to see what people are using, so that's why we're always curious. So that's have you have any plans about moving up into doing it on PC in the near future?
Maybe eventually, but phone is just easier in my opinion.
I believe for your generation. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, I keep encouraging them to learn how to do it on the computer.
Yeah, I think they're more the generation that's taking over what we used to do, and I see that leading more and more. That effects are starting in heavy editing, and they're going more for the phone style. So maybe they're starting to make my work look kind of obsolete. I don't know. So I'm not sure what to do at this point in my life. If I should branch out more. So have you tried anything with PC? Like I worked with Adobe Premiere, any of those programs?
No, I don't use my PC much.
I have Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Premiere, but the problem I have with them is they're not very intuitive on how they operate. So I tend to spend way more hours working with them, trying to figure out what I want, how to make it do what I want it to do.
You're not the only one. That's an understandable comment right there. It's I always tell people, and this is a good note for everybody, I've said it before, Photoshop is one of the most, you wouldn't think it, but it's one of the most complex programs you'll ever use for the simple reason it's used for everything. And people can go their whole life using a chunk of it and never see what else it can do, whether you're doing video, whether you're doing I mean, yes, there's the main things, the layers, doing pictures. But other than that, you can be doing like 3D skins as your main job. You could be doing it for online magazines or for print, for video, for animation. The book is like that thick of just the manual. And most people will never go through that full book. They'll literally just use what they need for what they do. So it is understandable. The only good thing about Adobe is once you get past where you need to go, then things become more intuitive because you'll see a lot of similarities with both.
Right.
But it is a learning curve for sure. And the only other good thing is today there's a lot of online resources that didn't exist when I studied it back in 2000. So that is a big plus. So anybody out there, at least you got those, and not just one example, but you can pick from 20 examples. So you can literally, pick the one that speaks best to you. But yeah, no, it is definitely, it's not something you just sit down and get going on. That's for sure.
I was very interested in your videos about the eating challenges.
Yes.
How did that go? How did you get your dad to do it, first of all? And what was the worst, I can't say the best, the worst thing you ate in one of those challenges?
Well, actually, it was his idea.
I do some of the creative input, so I come up with that.
That makes me respect you even more for it being your idea. Yes. That's really supporting your son.
I thought it'd be fun.
And the worst one was definitely the pig's feet. That was terrible.
I like them. That's the only one we can throw away.
I was going to say that seemed like one of the more palatable ones you got. So.
Yeah, there was, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, there was squid and marmite and canned scorpions, and oh my God, it's I don't know, you guys are brave. I wouldn't be able to do that.
So let's all have a moment of silence in the chat for his dad for being such a good sport.
That's a very great support.
Yeah.
I thought the canned scorpions actually tasted pretty good. The texture was really bad because it was, that dry wings and stuff.
Yeah.
The taste tasted like beef bouillon. Like the
really
dry powder. Like I could see cooking that up in some water and making some beef soup.
There you go, folks.
That's a good tip.
Their bottle cap says pig feet are tasty. So there you go. You got a supporter in the crowd. So
so yeah, canned scorpions, guys, try it out, make soup out of it.
We I don't know if we travel, we had a business in Iceland for a couple of years. And up there's one thing they eat is the Greenland shark, and they eat it like a tribute back to their Viking days when there was not much food. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but the Greenland shark has no kidneys, so you can't eat it right away. So it literally hangs for 6 weeks, and they have to wait for it to ferment.
Oh.
And then they cut slices off of it. And Anthony Bourdain, who's eaten some of the worst things I've ever seen, I've had to shut off the TV many a time because I don't have the stomach like your father, unfortunately. He's my hero. I got stuck eating it once, and it's literally like a piece of moldy cheese just sprayed with ammonia. Like
the worst possible, everything, double that. Oh my God.
Unfortunately, this shouldn't bring this up in a family part of it, but for better or for worse, I'm a smoker, and I think it killed at least enough of my senses in my nose and mouth that it gave me a bit of an edge to get through it.
Oh my God. That's the benefit of having it.
Don't ever smoke, kids. It's a horrible thing, but that one moment in time, I think it actually kind of gave me a bit of a survival instinct to get through it. Yeah.
And to think that in Viking times, that's how they had to survive. You know, they had to eat it because of the lack of the food and overhabitation at that time of the island. You know, it's amazing.
It's a testament to the will to live. Let's call it that. Yeah.
But if you think about it, most fermented things smell really horrible, whether it's fermented cabbage, sauerkraut and kimchi.
It's the same chemical reaction going on in everything. I mean, it makes sense for sure. It's not made to be pleasing to the nose. It's there for a reason.
talking about food, and a good part of the food. What is your like favorite good food? And what do you like making, or what do you like eating the most?
Oh man, I don't eat everything.
It's good. I like that.
I guess for now I'll say chicken, but I'm probably going to change. Actually, no, I'm not going to change.
Well, I know for me, fried chicken.
Oh, chicken.
How big?
Yeah, for sure, bacon.
There, folks are making us hungry now.
Yeah, he does. He makes these bacon and cheese sandwiches all the time.
Oh, well. Well, we can definitely go for one of them. So tomorrow, 5 o'clock, you'll have the stove going first when we get there.
Do you enjoy cooking yourself? I've seen that in one video, at least, that you were making a compote.
Oh, I don't really like cooking. I'm not very good at it either.
Okay. Oh, that sounds good.
I force him to help me. I love cooking, actually. So I'll force him to help me because I don't want him to be. I found out that college kids now, they do this 2-day orientation because they don't know how to actually use a microwave or a washing machine. So new intakes to colleges in America now is this 2-day orientation where they show them basic things like how to do your laundry and how to use the microwave. And I was horrified by that. So I was like, no, you're going to learn how to cook basics.
That's very smart.
It is a terrifying part of life, and it's very true. It is unbelievable to watch kids, young people today struggle with some of these things. And it is too bad because at some point you got to figure out something for yourself. You can only order for Subway so many times before you're broke, you know?
And only eat so many ramen noodles.
Yes, that's the truth. We've had Chris cooking for a long time, and I consider him now our personal butler by moments, especially with the channel going. So between making us coffee and sometimes getting supper on for his brother, his sister, and us, sometimes if we're running late. So
yes, pork chops and cookies.
Yeah. But a kid's got to be doing stuff. I believe in that with all my heart. Like he has chores every day. His sister's, well, she's 7, and now she's gotten to be part of them. I bring them when I'm fixing something on the car, or they just got to learn. You can't, if you don't teach them, who's going to? You know, they can't master everything, but at least expose them to it. Give them a chance to try and do it. But
Chris, yeah, go ahead.
I have a question for Chris. Like, what things do you cook?
Well, I cook like a lot of sweet things, like pastries and that stuff, because I love those. I cook pork chops every once in a while. I don't cook much else really. I help my mom with stuff. I don't know how to cook it by heart, but I help my mom with other stuff and that stuff. But
crepes.
Great.
First thing, yeah.
True. not as often anymore though.
Not as often anymore, but that's probably one of the first things you learn how to make because you love them so much. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I have a question for you. What's the coolest thing you've ever unboxed on your channel, like that you would never ever give away, or?
Oh man, a lot of stuff. I don't even remember all of them.
Well, remember the one that's the coolest or sticks out the most.
Probably one of the masks.
Okay.
I have to think the German mask. Yeah, or I don't know, either one of the masks.
Yeah, well, you really love your masks, eh? Hey, kudos to you. You find something you like, my hat's off to you. So.
I seen you also did an MRE taste test. We enjoy watching a Crazy Russian Hacker.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like MREs and unboxings and stuff and taste them.
Yeah, people send him in like things from like a Mexican and Russian as well, and from UK, like different kinds, and it's interesting to see what kind of different rations are there, and sometimes they even have a packaged food inside, like the actual brand of cookies or candies. I thought first like I wouldn't be interested in that at all, but it's actually interesting to watch. Is there a certain kind you would like to try out, or it was just a one time like for American MRE?
Oh no, I definitely want to try some more. I probably want to try either a Russian one or a British one.
Apparently, Russian one has really big portions. He was doing the unboxing, I think, with his girlfriend, and they couldn't finish it.
Yeah, so much stuff inside of it.
Yeah, it was quite interesting.
Well, you need thousands of calories for the cold weather.
Yes, that's true. That is true. I think the Canadian one is I think it's pretty big too. I believe. I've heard. I haven't seen, but I've had friends who served, and they said it's usually pretty decent servings. So.
Yeah. What are the bigger channels that you are following?
Well, I like the Crazy Russian Hacker. You Always Win is pretty cool. They do like gaming and stuff. And I didn't subscribe to too many channels, but I like gaming channels. So like I don't know. I can't think of any right now. But Jacksepticeye, I like that guy. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, there we go. There I was. You named a good bit of the ones you watched too.
Yeah, I think he was waiting for that Jacksepticeye.
Yeah, I was wondering which one of the three, and then Markiplier, PewDiePie, or Jacksepticeye. Please be Jacksepticeye.
Yeah, I've been following that. I don't know, for years already. Yeah. That's cool.
Riverbend, God, I love you so much. You're such a supporter. On one of these days, I'll get your name right.
Riverbend Longbows Outdoors.
There you go. he says his favorite is the stroganoff for the MREs.
Oh yeah. People suggest rice as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God, minute rice. Yes, bottle caps.
down the rabbit hole. Was talking about her cooking skills and said you'd be out of luck with me, and rice either turns into paste or is still crunchy when I make it. There, rabbit hole. You should do a collab with them, and then one of the challenges to eat that rice that you're making. Maybe.
Yeah, down the rabbit hole is a teacher from Calgary, so I can teach her how to make rice. Oh my God!
And a special note: Diamond Master 2.0 says that Joe Z is one away from 1,300 guys. So just try to see if you can get out and help him if you haven't subscribed already. And yeah, there's still more. Lots of them talking about how much they enjoy military food.
You enjoy food. That's how I roll. Started with C rations and ended with MREs, but never enjoyed military food. Oh,
I didn't see the never there. I was scrolling to the side trying to get caught up.
Yeah, that's probably important.
Yeah. And who was it? Johnson, Larry Johnson. The poor guy is watching this at the same time, trying to unflood his basement. So
yeah, there's been a couple people we lost due to the lack of power.
Yeah.
As I've been reading the chat, people have been losing power through the storm. I hope they're safe and stay warm, guys. And please forget about the live stream. Take care of your basement. We do appreciate, but you can come back and comment after. Talking about the favorite channels, do you watch still TV shows as well, or are you completely converted to YouTube and internet?
I like TV shows too. My favorite is The Breaking Bad.
Oh, now you're speaking our language.
Yes, we enjoyed that too.
I didn't expect that, but wow, you went up to an A+ with an extra star right now.
Walking Dead too, and Supernatural. Those are cool.
Yeah, everybody's Supernatural. We haven't watched it yet at all. I don't think.
No, we haven't.
But we've heard a ton about it. I feel
shows coming out.
We're so behind the times.
Catch up with that. Yeah, we don't even have a TV, like a regular TV anymore.
Yeah.
Because we kind of completely converted into streaming or internet. Because we just weren't watching it anymore. Although Chris enjoyed like Discovery and documentals and things, but they can still find them online as well.
We have a Roku box, and we don't actually have cable. We just stream through Netflix or other sources.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I think the latest survey was something like 75% of people are converting from TV to internet.
Yeah,
so
under the age of 45.
Under the age of 45, yeah. So it's definitely changing for sure. We had a discussion the other day on one of our live streams, and I wonder what you think about it. We're talking that live streams in general are getting more and more popular from different kinds of channels and about different kind of subjects. And we were discussing, is it going to be a new thing and going to overpower the pre-recorded and edited videos? Or what do you think about that?
I don't think it would like, what was the word again? Like
overtake.
Yeah, that overtake it, but it's probably going to be like equal, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's definitely a room for pre-recorded content just because you can do more with it, you know, the magic of TV, so to speak.
Yes, that's right. Definitely. And also I find that there's more and more coming in when you can edit while you're live, like with OBS and things like that. You can actually edit while you are doing live. So more, and you know, with augmented reality and all those things, I think it kind of brings it to a different level, I find. What do you think about VR? Have you tried VR?
Well, I have the one that goes with the phone, but I don't have like the video game one. I kind of want to get one. They're pretty cool.
Very expensive though.
Yeah.
I would love to get one and get a good PC for it, but like just way too expensive for it at the time. That's why I'm gonna wait it out until it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, we were talking about that would probably be more worth getting the full room setup one. Because then you can actually enjoy fully being immersed, you know, where you can create things as well. But then it's actually not as expensive as you would think, but the more expensive part is setting up the computer. That computer has to be pretty powerful. Yeah, and that's probably we would be looking for something like that.
Well, for like a VR capable computer right now, I would guess it's what, $1,000 at least for a VR capable one.
Yeah, I don't
you can buy laptops that are capable of it. Just they're super expensive. So
yeah,
you know,
because I think the full inside the room setup you can get like around $600-700. So it's not so expensive comparing to other. Well, it's not comparing to other consoles. I think it would be worth it just because it's a full immersion. You know,
actually, if you had to choose, would you get the PS4 VR thing, or would you get the PC one?
What was the first one?
Would you get if you got the VR? Would you get it for the PS4 or the console, or for the computer?
Probably the console because I use it more.
Okay. Interesting.
I've used the VR, and the problem I have with it is I can't keep that headset on more than 10-15 minutes, or I start getting dizzy and losing my balance. So I really think there's a vertigo thing with that. We need to work out on that, or it's still never going to give you that immersed experience because I don't know if you retrain your brain for that, or maybe it's just a lot of experience, then you stop losing your balance. I don't know, but I've always found that 10-15 minutes with it on, I have trouble even standing anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard reviews from that as well, that people get dizzy and things like that for sure. But I guess as it evolves more, you know, and they come out with more and more of these, I hope they get rid of that because, of course, yes, if you can only do like 10-15 minutes of it, it's way too little for playing a game. But I think it would be something definitely that eventually is gonna change like the regular PC gaming, and
it already has.
It already has.
Steam is integrating a lot of the VR capable things. Like there's this whole little tab for just that and stuff, and it's already taking over a lot. Like people are slowing down making regular games without the VR and heavily going towards the VR because that's what's popular. That's what people are using right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, Bottle Caps is saying here too. They have VR. He has VR for PlayStation 4, and he has to stand up against the wall, or otherwise it's going to fall over. Yes, it's getting to be quite dangerous, I think. Yeah, VR is the future of video gaming. ADJH says yes. Yes, for sure. Let me see if you have any questions here. Do you have any questions, you guys?
Do you have any questions?
No.
No.
What are your plans for the summer? Do you do some like little work, or do you go to the camp, or what do you usually do in the summertime, or that's the time when you travel?
Yeah, that's usually when we travel. I like to go camping as well, and
he makes me do the actual wilderness, like camping, like not at a campground.
Oh.
There's nothing. Dig a hole to, it's just you.
That's exciting.
I don't know. I'm getting a little old for that.
Yes, for sure. My God, but it's exciting. I don't know. I don't know if I would enjoy that. We did that, I think, once with your older brother.
I don't.
We did that in winter with your older brother, with CJ.
Well, I don't remember.
Yeah. We were doing a marshmallow thing afterwards in it, but it's harder to do a fireplace in the snow. You got to dig all the ground and all that, especially in Canadian winter. I think it was like -20. So after that experience, I don't think we repeated that with you. So what countries would you like to visit?
You don't know.
Russia and maybe China.
And why so? What is it there in Russia and China that you're looking forward to, or what is the attraction for you?
Well, for Russia, I like the cold, first of all, and
I see your dad is very excited about that.
I told him we're only going in the summer. It's not a thought in my mind to deal with it.
Sorry, I had to run. I had to do a coffee run for the two of us.
And China? Why China?
I don't know. I don't really have a reason. I just saw a couple of videos about it, and I thought it was a cool place. So I was like, I want to go there.
Well, can't deny the boy there. That is definitely a cool spot, and a real culture shock as well. That's a really big adjustment there. Mm-hmm. Lots of great things for challenges for Dad.
Yes, yeah. That's where a lot of food challenges are.
So that's why I'm curious how Dad feels about going to China.
Oh, I don't have any problem. I used to travel a lot for business, so.
Is it possible I can ask what you do for a living? Is that okay?
Sure. I currently am the Vice President of Marketing for Bioelectronics Corporation, which manufactures a medical device called ActiPatch. It's a technology device, basically. I don't have one handy, but it's a wire loop, and it emits pulsed electromagnetic frequencies, and you would wear the loop over an area where, let's say you have shoulder pain, you would wear the loop there, and it'll be sending this radio frequency in, and it reduces pain and inflammation in the area.
Wow, how cool is that? Have you been with them for a while now?
About 3 years now. Before that, I was with a company that we manufactured slot machines. Yeah, and before that, I was in a mortgage-related business.
Well,
everything. I was at Forbes magazine in August 2008.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. So, this patch, just out of curiosity, is it for pain? Is it for like chronic pain? Because my wife, she suffers from fibromyalgia.
Yeah, we're all interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be happy to send, after we get off, send me your address, and I'll ship you some trial devices. You can try it out, see if it works for you.
Oh, thank you. My God.
Wow. Sorry, we didn't mean it for that way. I mean, but...
yeah.
I actually own the distributorship for Canada, so
well, that's
I hope to make new customers in Canada.
That is so nice of you. Thank you so much. No, definitely, because yeah, she's been trying there. She's been on every experimental drug known to man and trying to, like, it's a hard thing to pinpoint. And
Right.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Also, with the way we've had the most success is you would actually wear it over the area where you have the most pain, and because of central sensitization of pain, it will actually reduce the amount of pain you're feeling in other regions of the body.
That's
wow,
really cool.
That's really interesting. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I a whole bunch of questions just about that.
I was just going to say, we'll have to get you back on again, just talking about that.
Oh my goodness.
You can do a product review.
Oh yeah, we could do that for sure, because I'm always looking out for something that could just help.
Yes.
Especially when it's drug-free.
Yes. Yes. You said it right. It does take a toll after a while, and a lot of those chronic pains, it's amazing. Like at one point you were 11 medications they had you on? Yes,
and I'm only 34, so it's hard when you have to have a whole bunch of pills in the morning until you're 80. So whenever I hear something like that, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta know about more.
That is amazing.
Yeah, oh my God, thank you for information. That's so great.
I was looking here.
Did you want to show something?
I'll do it in a minute. You guys take one more question. I just got to bring up the pictures. So
I'm just getting back to the chat for a second. People, I had a question here from. We already covered about the games, but just for those who just came in, the top 5 games that you play.
Okay.
Currently.
Okay, I guess Far Cry 5, Fortnite, PUBG, that's 3, right?
And what's that rocket one you keep playing now?
Okay, well, Kerbal Space Program, I guess, and Call of Duty World War II.
There you go, guys. So now I'm sure we'll see lots of chat about either people agreeing or they're a top 5, and it's always a great subject. Everybody wants to know, and then everybody wants to win you to their side of their favorite games. So,
right.
But I got to get back into gaming. I get sucked into it, and so I download one game at a time until I realize it's completely consumed my life. And the fun part of being an adult is I can't let it do it anymore. So I got to be my own. I wish my father would come back and stop me sometimes. So I stopped for a couple of months, and then another one catches my eye, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, you enjoyed playing that train construction game.
Oh yeah, God complex all over again. As I was stating earlier, you were saying earlier one of the places you want to visit was Russia, right?
Yeah.
I want to show you something quickly. Some people here have maybe seen it before, but not too many. We took the kids when they were 4 and 8 years old. We went to Iceland, and we spent 6 days in a Honda Civic with no hotels, just driving around the country, and 4 days in Denmark in a car with no hotels. We wanted to see if we could do a full 2 weeks, but yeah, we lost our adventurism a bit. It was a way better than I thought, and our kids are used to that in a way, but
yeah,
I think we pushed them to the max. But after that, we went to Latvia for 2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Then we went to Lithuania on a road trip with a Volkswagen Rabbit. If you guys can humor me for one moment, I'll just tell you a very quick story. I'm really in love with old Soviet history. And on the way back, I wanted to go see the point where Lithuania, Latvia, and Belarus meet. And when we got there, there was big, huge signs that made it quite clear you can't go any further. So we were telling her uncle, and I said, I was a little disappointed. And he said, go visit the one where Latvia, Russia, and Belarus meet. He goes, they go there all the time. And I'm like, that don't sound right. But I'm inquisitive. So we took off with the car and we drove. And we got about 2 kilometers from the border. And there's these huge signs the same way. And there's a little post that looks like out of it's World War II. So we seen a little gravel road, and we thought, well, let's go down there and see, because it is on Google Maps. And we drove down this road, and it's not even a road. It was just a trench with grass in the middle of it. So we're driving in this great brown Volkswagen. It was a Golf. Sorry, not a Golf, I should say.
Yeah.
And we found a little house, and it looked like a real little stereotypical old Eastern European house, all gray shingles, no driveway. So I seen the woman. I said, Xenia, go out and ask her how to get here. Now, I don't speak Latvian, but I understand shock. And that's when the lady realized what we were doing there. And we didn't know that not only the last 40 kilometers of Latvia that borders Russia and Belarus, you have to have your passport with you at all times, even if you live there. The last 2 kilometers, you literally have to have a document that's issued by the government every year just to even live there.
Oh, jeez.
We didn't have anything. Xenia would have gotten a 3,000 euro fine. The rest of us would have got a 3,000 euro fine plus 5 years banning from the country.
Oh, wow.
So there's a speed around 50 kilometers where you're driving fast as humanly possible without drawing attention to yourself to get out of that place. Because we have the 4 and 8-year-old with us. So it's not exactly, like we're just on our own.
Right.
But we met at border crossing guard later on. We found out for the paperwork, it would have taken 3 days and it was impossible. And usually they don't let people go there except 1 day a year. But he after talking to him and found out he was a huge fan of the Edmonton Oilers hockey team, which I know nothing about, and handing him some coins, he actually let us go back and said we were allowed to go in, that he would radio to the border crossing agents. And he said they won't see you, but they'll be watching you in the cameras. So that little shed that I told you about at the beginning, that post, is actually monitored with 5 or 6 cameras all in the area that you can't see. And that road is only open to the army, and it was the first road that the Russians used when they first came in to take on the Germans in World War II. That's why it was built.
Oh, wow.
So we had to park the car and walk the last 2 kilometers. And when we got there, I'll show you. Oh, hang on. I'll just open the window. Sorry. There we go. This is the old border. That's that border post I was talking about.
Right.
Now, you see those trees right there, the poplar trees?
Yeah.
Right in behind me, that's Belarus. That's the way into Belarus.
Wow.
And that's the official tree of Belarus. And they have that in all 3 corners. There was a lime tree for Latvia on like the same way, and the birch tree for for Russia, excuse me. And it's just a little creek with a wooden bridge. And there's into Russia. There's the crossing right there.
Okay.
And there's nobody there. It's completely empty, but there's cameras everywhere. You can see them hidden in all those trees. They're watching you constantly. But there's like an eerie quiet. There's another picture of it.
Is there tension then between Latvia, Belarus, and Russia?
Is there what? Sorry?
Is there some kind of tension between the 3 countries?
Yeah, especially now because Latvia is part of the EU, and where we're standing, where we're showing you right now, if you were to go back, there's actually a 9-foot fence that goes right across it.
Okay.
And even a lot of Latvians, Russians, and Belarusians have never seen this point.
Wow.
So it was, it's too bad. It's escalated to that point, but there, once again, there, like you can see the bridge where it was broken. And the only thing he was extremely, extremely adamant about was to never put 1 foot on the bridge, because it's not the middle of the bridge that you enter the country. It's when you put your foot on the bridge.
Okay.
And because we had young children, like he couldn't stress it enough. So, see, this was all built during Soviet time when there was no borders between these countries.
Right.
And there's the Belarus post, and there's me standing as far as you could go into without entering Russia. And this tree is in the middle. It's on the Latvian side, but you can see a post between the 2 kids. There's one on each side. And it's a message of hope. They call it the Tree of Hope, and it's a message of peace in Belarusian, Latvian, and Russian, each corner facing the country.
That's beautiful.
And that mound of ground that the tree is on is made from the ashes of 40 countries that were destroyed during World War II. They brought them here and planted the tree on top of them. And there's going into Latvia. That's the lime tree. And there you can see my son standing in front, and there's Belarus. I mix them up all the time between these ones. Latvia, Belarus, and Russia in the back corner, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But yeah, they have little monuments left over from when they used to meet there. And that's the road that was by the World War II.
For the tanks.
For the tanks and that during the invasion. Yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to. I just thought since you were talking about Russia that we could show that to you. So.
Yeah, it's interesting you asked about the attention. It's always back and forth. When you ask people there, when we visit my family, then they say, "Oh no, it's all good." But then when you watch their local TV stations, you can see, you know, because we are watching it from the outside view, so to say, and not immersed in it anymore. You can see all the propaganda going on and all that for sure. It's for sure is changing, and for us, for me personally, it is very upsetting sometimes when my lots of my uncles were in active movement of independence in 1991 when Latvia gained independence from Soviet Union, and now lots of them are for rejoining Russia again. So that's kind of
disheartening.
Is that yeah, exactly, because they were real patriots, and they still are. It's just they think that it might be better economically. Yeah, so
it's hard when you're on your own, because when Latvia got independence, like all the ex-Soviet countries, it's almost like a kid moving away from home. And when they had hard times, and like her uncle had a large farm, some of his tractors were taken away after he paid 80% on them and stuff. The one thing they are saying is, well, at least in Soviet time, I know I would have my tractor come spring. You know, right. And it's a hard mentality argument, but it's the same as home. You know, when they cut your power, well, at least it was at mom's, I'd be able to make supper. So it's hard. We both always, of course, want them to have their own independence. I truly do. But it's hard to argue sometimes with the way they feel, you know. It's a gray area, you know. It's to their lives, it's not as cut and dry as it is to us standing on the sidelines.
But Russia is interesting, and people are very very welcoming. So if anything, any stereotypes about anything that could be there, one thing I could say, they're very, very welcoming to strangers as well. Very open-hearted. Always are going to be ready to feed you and invite you to their homes. And so from that point of view, to visit Russia as a traveler, I think is a very great experience. I hope you get to visit that.
Yes. Governments are one thing, people are another. We've all learned that wherever we live.
That is so true.
Yep. You know. So sorry about the long story about the border and that. I apologize.
Is there anything you wanted to add that we haven't asked you? I know it's probably close to your bedtime, so we don't want to keep you up too long since we start late usually. Is there anything you wanted to add about your future plans for the channel or your own plans?
I'm just going to keep making videos.
That's cool. Well, that's good. That's a plan right there in yourself. You know, you're enjoying it. Keep running with it. Any new things you want to cover in the near future, or like any things you got in the sites that you want to make videos about coming up?
Well, we definitely have some more canned items that we need to get out. And some of them I'm truly not looking forward to.
I could tell by the look in your face, but you are a really good dad. I mean, not only to support this, but to come up with the idea. Like, really, my hat's off to you.
Chris had a question.
Oh. Yeah. Was it? Forgot.
You forgot.
There.
That's fine.
Oh, can you give us a can you tell us a sneak peek of one of your next videos that's going to come out soon?
Well, it's probably going to be that science thing.
Yeah.
The science and engineering festival that we went to.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool. You think it'll be coming out fairly soon?
Probably.
It's up to you. Everyone has to edit it together.
Probably. I'll try to post it like this week, but maybe next weekend if I don't get it.
Well, definitely shout out to us, and we're going to share it. Looking forward to it, and I'm sure Chris is going to now as well.
Yeah.
I have more fans. And anybody who haven't followed our guest, the Gaming Dude, please follow, support, and watch their videos. I will drop the link again right now. Do you have any questions?
I don't know. I thought it was really good. I hope you'll come back and also visit us in the chat as well and stuff like that. You guys have been really awesome. I love the dynamic, and I really appreciate how you step up to the plate with your son, and not only helping him with it, but kind of working together and letting him take some of the reins too. Not all fathers are great at that. So I was thinking that the whole time. I think that's quite admirable of you.
Amazing experience to share together and build memories.
You guys are really amazing. You make a good team.
Thank you. Well, I mean, some of it too is I don't want to learn certain new things because it just wouldn't apply to me anymore. So, like, you know, but I'm like, if you want to do it, you do that part of it.
Yeah. That makes it a little easier.
I'll do the parts I want to do. You know, I'll bring out the little redneck character, you know. I'll probably have some other characters we'll come out with.
But you seem to be enjoying it. It seems to be fun for you too.
Yeah. It's a good father-son deal.
Yeah. It's something that your son will be able to look at with his kids 30, 40 years down the road, find a video and say, look at that, look what Grandpa and I were doing, you know?
Right.
And that's pretty cool. That's
I'll have a good laugh about it.
Guys, you've been such a pleasure.
Thank you so much for coming over in a late evening, and have a great night, and come back and shout out on your next video. We're looking forward.
Thank you very much. We will.
Have a great night, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much, okay? You take care. Have a good night.
You too.
Well, that was our. You can say bye.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Yeah, it's getting late for this fella here too, so we're gonna let him go. Go and support our guest. That was amazing, father and son.
Yeah.
Lucien from Gaming Dude channel does different things. Started with gaming. I guess that. Oh, we should have asked why it's Gaming Dude. Probably because he started.
I'm
with
sure
gaming.
that was it. I'm sure you could tell right into him. I mean, that's still one of his main passions and what brought him here. So
yeah,
cool.
And it evolved to travel and different, trying different food, different interesting food, and interaction with his dad. And that's what I loved about his channel and why we wanted to interview them, because we loved the amazing interactions they have on the videos, and it's so amazing that his father supporting Lucien of making his videos.
I don't know the eating stuff. I don't know. My hat's off to that man. Like, I seriously give him props for doing that. I love my children dearly. I don't think I could do it. So he's a good man for it. So
yes, definitely. For sure. Yeah, well, guys, we'll just hang around with you for a little bit more. If you have any questions, by the way, that's how I roll. Love the story about Belarus and the border.
Cool.
We'll definitely are gonna do one of the times when we have just the two of us. We're gonna talk more about that and probably where I come from and more about Rush experience.
I was thinking that too, like a good Q&A about it and stuff like that.
If you have any questions, I mean, I was 6 when the wall fell, but you know, there have been lots of things that my grandparents and parents have told me, and some of them that I have experienced as well. And also what I find interesting and what we can probably focus on more on that video is interaction from both sides, you know, how it was from this side,
that would be really cool.
you know, and how it was from that side during the Cold War.
I think that would be really interesting.
Yeah, so we'll definitely announce that when it's going to be coming up. So if you guys have any questions about that, first person, and if there's something I don't know, I can probably get somebody to talk about that as well. So, yeah. By the way,
sorry, I had to just grab something off of your eyeball. You're doing great.
Since we're talking about my family and since we're all transparent and stuff, just wanted to give you a shout out for today. Today is the 15th of April, which is my mother's birthday, and she would have been 60 years old today. Unfortunately, she passed away just a little short of 5 years ago. She just turned 55 when she passed away from cancer. And it's always a hard day for me, just because I lost my father when I was 16, and I'm the only child. And then losing my mother, I was 29, 29.
29, yeah.
It was quite hard. So that's why days leading up to this is usually hard, and a few days later as well. And today is extremely hard. My family's been very supporting. and I'm very appreciating. So I appreciate you guys' being here today. I know you were here for our live stream, but it's great to have my focus for a few hours somewhere else. So I just thought I'll share that with you, since we're always transparent about everything what we're doing. So I just wanted to share that. So yeah, thank you, Camera Time. It's thank you. We were very close and best friends, so to say. So it's definitely hard sometimes, even still, almost 5 years later, it's still hard sometimes to talk about it. But so thank you very much for support. Yeah, well, back to you guys. Sorry, I just we were talking about the family and Latvia and things, so it just so that's why. Yeah, well, thank you very much. I can't imagine, Stephanie. Today is my wife's grandfather's birthday. He also passed about 3 years ago. Camera Time. I'll tell our all the best thoughts to your wife. I understand so much. It's hard. It's hard sometimes, especially. I mean, it's hard any time, but especially when we are close to the people that we lose. And oftentimes I laugh when we go to back to the country I'm from, because it always starts with visiting all the memorials, so to say, because all of my grandparents are passed away and my parents are passed away. So it always starts with excursions through all the graveyards. I gotta laugh about it, right? So, but thank you for support. Thank you so much. Big hugs to all missing someone. Yes. Thank you, Steph. Thanks for sharing that. We will hold you close in our thoughts. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure as well. Thank you guys. You're so sweet. So yeah, tomorrow, by the way, switching the gears to a different subject. Tomorrow we have Manic Monday music. Yeah. It's gonna be so amazing. I keep repeating that, but I'm so excited. Book your time. And I'm not the one who's going to be on mostly anyway, so I'm going to be probably modding the chat.
That's why, mostly. Yeah, exactly. That's why I think you're excited. You get the
yeah. Well, I'm going to be here, but I'm mostly going to be modding the chat, because I can guarantee you guys we're not going to be hitting the bed at 10. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we're going to go past that. We have amazing guests. We have Nathan plays drums. We have who was here as well, likes drums, right?
Yeah.
Yes. We have Rosarian Buck coming in. We have Corner Life Network. We have Mill Hill Mud Mowers. Oh my God, who did I forget? Neil C from Halos and Heathens coming in, and a couple more guests. Oh my God, we're going to be talking all about music, drums, keys, guitars, bands, hopefully some playing. You heard some introduction yesterday, and we took off the hook, his guitar, his electric guitar, so we're going to hear some playing, hopefully, tomorrow. So that's going to be so exciting. Everybody's looking so much forward to it, and so are we. So don't miss it. Don't be late. 8 p.m. tomorrow Eastern. Tune in. It's going to be amazing. And Tuesday, of course, we're going to be having our usual Tuesday Tech Talk with a guest coming in at the first hour of our live stream. So prepare your questions, anything about everything that you want to have answered. If you would like to have a tutorial, DM me your question on Twitter, preferably, and we can try and figure that out for our Tuesday Tech.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, so it's gonna be so much fun. Next week is it's so exciting. It's so many guests, and the calendar is full.
Yeah,
and we are looking forward to each and every day of it. So and also, and mainly the interaction with you guys. The chat has been so amazing.
And if any of you guys want to be on, like, please just send us a link, preferably Twitter if you can, if not Facebook. Let us know. We're getting a lot of requests. I still can't get over that. It's still like I can't even say that without it kind of boggling my mind. But I'm very honored.
Schedule it because it's hard sometimes with the time difference to schedule it in the right times and days. But we usually try to accommodate our guests as much as we can.
Excellent, Reese Mill. I'm looking forward to having you. Maybe we'll get you on the show sometime.
Yeah. Do you play anything? Do you play anything, I wonder? But yeah, we also, as we had on Friday, we had an open mic day, and Gregory jumped in, and we talked a lot of things about weddings and cars and all that. So that was fun. So if you want to just jump in, can look for our announcement for one of those days. Definitely not coming out next week. Not just yet, as far as we know, because it's all booked. But look forward to that. Or if you want to schedule a certain day so you know that you have it in your calendar, just contact us. We'd like to have you on. Plus, it's also a great exposure. It's amazing exposure. You get supported. You get featured on our channel as our featured channel. So,
and any coverage is good coverage. So, you know, it's always good to be on. It's not much work. You literally just gotta tweet us. We get in contact, or Facebook Messenger if secondary. We'll use it for sure. And we need that too, because when you go on live, we have to send you the link and just a picture of you and maybe 2 or 3 lines about you. If you can write them, that would be great. And
yeah, there has been a couple of guests that were very shy at the beginning and actually ended up enjoying it so much. So it's the same as us.
I know a couple of hosts that were shy at first to do it, and now they have their own live stream. So
yes, I know. Like Healers and Heathens, they have been very popular in their podcast world, and after doing the interview or live with us on our live stream, they have proceeded with doing their own live on their YouTube channel. So that's amazing.
I was thinking about us first and foremost.
Well, and us too. Yes. Trainman. Yes. By the way, Trainman, Bob, happy birthday.
Yes. Isn't it today?
Is it today?
Yep. Rosie Rose. Hey, it's been a little bit. How are you? Welcome. It's so nice to see you.
Trainman, we talked about you a lot yesterday. You disappeared. And we probably would like to get back to the subject of your age and to see how true or not is that, because we were quite shocked.
A best friend, she said, I don't know, my reputation is tainted now. Caution. Pusa exposed my Beanie Baby collection.
Oh, that's today. And how old are you today then? Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure is saying they did play piano and acoustic guitar for a few years, but trying to learn banjo right at the moment.
I remember we were talking about it the other night. He will come on and give us a lesson. Show us what you got so far.
Reese's Mill Off Adventure, tweet me a message. In order to do that, we have to follow each other. So if we don't yet, just follow me and I'll follow you back. And DM... so I know that you want to I want to be on the live, and I will walk you through how to do that. Okay, you're 10, so it is true. Oh my God.
Well, first
we have to sing a song now.
Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Trainman. Happy birthday to you.
Yay! And thank you so much for being our mod. It's very much appreciated. It is.
I hope it's not illegal.
Well, I don't think it's illegal. We're quite family friendly. And it's not past the bedtime, hopefully.
You're welcome, Trey, man.
No, I
hope you had a great day.
Yeah. So from now on, we might switch on more apparent gear here, since we know that you're 10 and our son is 11. So
I think we're sending you to bed now.
Yeah, we might send you to bed. Oh my God. Yeah, it was.
Excuse me, folks.
Needs to be sent to bed too. My goodness. Maybe I should sing a lullaby. Rock the baby.
Oh, you don't want to, because I think I'm 30 seconds away from it.
The cradle will roll.
I'm not getting up now.
Okay, so we're just chilling out on our Sunday night. Chimera time, got to go also. Not 10 anymore myself. Yes. Stephanie says.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially after yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Beanie. We're waiting for the Beanie Baby back picture. You have to like superimpose.
Sorry. Excuse me.
You have to superimpose the Beanie Baby picture in
Yeah.
the background now.
Yeah.
Whatever neat pictures you had there, they're beautiful, but everybody's asking for Beanie now.
Good night, Rosie Rose. Yeah, I hope you can drop by again. So it's nice seeing you again. Hopefully, I'll be more awake the next time you come and a little more entertaining.
Yeah, come back and check out our live stream from today. We had amazing guest, gaming dude Lucien with his father.
Yep.
So very nice interview, family friendly. Get your kids to watch it. Hi, UP4204.
Yes, we were watching for you.
You missed most of it, but you can always come back and watch it. Watch it, comment, like it.
I knew it was you the moment I seen the high heel shoe. I knew it was you.
Okay, guys, Train Man is still here, so you guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And oh my God, I'm gonna. Oh.
What are our plans for the future for our channel? Tell us about that.
Oh, the great time to get deep. Okay. Are you trying to make me fail? What do you want to show everybody?
Well, I tried to put it to bed. That didn't work, so might as well turn it into a serious
The
talk.
channel, right now, we don't know where it's going. No, not another Adult Swim. No,
it was very family friendly today. We had a child on with his father, so we can't do that this time. Okay, we're gonna do the Adult Swim on another live stream.
There will be another one coming, I guarantee.
And
you.
thank you, by the way. I'm gonna be stealing that Adult Swim portion for our next one.
Crazy Russian official, welcome. We were just talking about your country a while ago.
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever seen it. I'll show it some other time. I was showing pictures from where the tri-point between Latvia, Belarus, and Russia meet. Give great live, guys. Talk to you later.
Awesome, big thumbs up. Continued supporters means the world to us. Yes, it's great. It's amazing to see that people are supporting each other. Hitting their target numbers. It's crazy good. Yeah,
we want you guys. I mean, I take such pride in it. Like last night, 2 of them hitting milestones. How amazing is that? It's really cool to see.
Joey hit his 500. That was his goal when he came up yesterday. And Reese, a book lady, I called her. I'm sure she's not going to mind. No, she hit 700 today.
Yeah, that's great.
So that was amazing too. And it's all with your guys' help.
And guys, you might see some channels that grew fast here but have low numbers. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having 700 and a good following in each video because you're building real, genuine watch time. So, 700 now is over a month and a half, 2 months is a really great big accomplishment because you have probably you've weeded out more of the problem fly-by-nights. So I've been noticing that pattern a lot. I've been thinking about it the last week, actually. So for the channel, I'm following you and I think you're following me. I'd like to join your stream maybe next month. I don't play piano or guitar anymore. I'm trying to find someone to teach me how to play my banjo. You can even just come on and talk if you want.
Well, the question is, wasn't you 15? Because I thought they were 15. So we have to ask for passports from now on. Anyway, we would love to have you on. DM me your dates.
I'm actually very thankful you guys are here because our demographics are going up in age. So you guys are helping to counteract that. So I hope we have some toddlers in the group here because we could really use an offset in a large way. So,
well, I'm not turning into Teletubbies. So
UP4204 papers, please. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of starts to be like that, and we don't mind. It's just definitely like today. Today's guest, I really liked his channel, but we made sure that we talked with his father in order to organize this interview, because you know, kids are kids, and we don't want to do something that their parents wouldn't want to know about.
Exactly. I mean,
you know,
it's in the end, we have kids as well here, and I would not be happy if one of my kids got on and did an interview without talking to me first, or letting me be there when it happens.
Exactly. So. And I think it even came out even better like that, because Lucien's father is deeply you know, interactive with his videos as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's just great to have them both.
He's a big element of it.
But for sure, any age is welcome. It's just we'll have to you know, customize it to the guest, and definitely for sure we can arrange that. But just DM me anyway. And we'll see what we can do.
We're still parents first and foremost, but we try to be cool.
Are we cool parents?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what our 20-year-old would say.
My 20-year-old will be the first one to strike that comment down in a hurry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love you, son.
After yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure he watched that one with tons of pride. He actually watches some of them. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I hope not the yesterday's one.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. That's us in a nutshell.
What is going on, guys?
Hey.
Hi. Well, we're at the last end of our today's live stream, so we're just chatting around and talking with our chatters. We had a guest today. I think he's 10. I'm sorry if I misjudged it. I believe he's 10. Yep. Lucien from Gaming Dude channel. He's 10, and he was on together with his father today. We had a very great interview.
I guess I always pretty much wear black, but Xenia was getting darker colors, so I think I was already converted, and I think she's working her way over to it. So, and I like her dark colors; it looks good. So
yeah, thank you. No, we were very official today.
Yeah,
because I mentioned earlier today is my mom's birthday, so I think we were more formal wear today.
Actually, guys, tonight's channel was really nice because it was a hard day for Xenia, and with her mom's birthday and that, and not being here. So it was nice to have it kid friendly. Lots of great respectful comment going on in the chat.
Yeah, lots of support. It's truly amazing how we connect with people that we you know, haven't really seen, so to say, but the connection is there. It's amazing. UP4204, follow us on Twitter at Puša Studios. I'll follow you back, and then you just gotta message me, so I know that you want to be on live, and I will tell you all the steps in message, and we can set up the date. I'm gonna post our link to our Twitter. Bits of Real Panther was up all night trying to answer comments. Yes, it's a hard job, and it's a grind, but it's a good grind.
Actually, James and I were just talking about that. What, about a week ago? You know, we were saying that there is a certain point where it's hard to let go, but you got to start using the heart and not just comments all the time. Because we were literally driving ourselves to the point of insanity as the channel grew really fast, and especially once the live stream started. And we were saying that, you know, it's hard to cross that threshold and let go and just put a heart. And I still get guilty because I'll do it, and then I'll catch myself 2 days later going back and then start. I don't want to do it all the time, but there is days where it's bound up too much, and I don't want anybody to feel like I've never seen what they wrote. And I do read all of them, so. But I'll still not only the heart, but I'll go back and start answering slowly through. So I am a couple of days behind, but I am trying my best.
Bits of Real Panther says need to hear guitar playing tomorrow. Manic Monday music theme. Tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's gonna be amazing. Want to hear guitar playing? Tune in tomorrow and don't be late.
Bits of Real Panther. Yeah, I have a kind of a OCD or something. I really like to leave a little message to everyone who stops by. Same here, and it's driving me crazy. It's like I'm like that with even curtains. If one's moved just a little bit off to the side of the other, I got to fix it and stuff. And I agree with you. Comments is the same way. I almost can't look at them, do and then shut it down, because I know I'll fall into it every time and go back and then start answering them all. But, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to comment back for sure. Train Man, our birthday boy, hit 114 subs.
Is there anybody in here who hasn't subscribed to Train Man yet? He needs one more and we'll get him 115 for his birthday.
Go over
he
and
needs a
support
birthday gift.
Train Man.
Yeah.
Also, Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure is 16. So, pardon me. I thought you were 15, but yes. 5 more days will make their channel 1 month since it was created. And I have 188 supporters thanks to I'm a Creator movement. So that's amazing.
Excellent. Well done.
That's well done. Yes, definitely. Just please message me. I would like to connect more because then it's more organized and I don't forget about anybody. So I just posted, we'll post it again, our link to Twitter. So go over there, support us. Hopefully I can recognize you and support you back so you can message. And we can start talking. Oh, yeah, we're following.
Okay, James, I see what you say here. It is very hard to comment back to everyone, especially all the social networks. It is hard, and it's draining after a while, and I love it. And I mean, I usually take YouTube. Xenia takes the other social medias, God love her, and then she'll come back and help me on the YouTube one as well. And like Bits of Real Panther said, you know, I got that OCD thing, like he's saying. It's I could say I let go already, but that would be a total lie. I could still see myself one of these days having to give like a full day of doing nothing but just comments again, like I used to do, and get them all caught up. Because I appreciate everybody that came to my channel. I really, really do, and I feel so bad. I feel like it's a slap in the face that somebody doesn't deserve. The only ones I really will never mostly answer to is the ads for the preview for tonight. Like, I'll heart them, but I'll never reply because I unlist them when the video starts. Which I'm thinking right now, I bet you did. Oh, thank you.
That's why we're a team.
That's what see.
That's why they're a team. It's like, I don't know what people do. There is only one of them. Because it has been a teamwork for sure. And in the meantime, Train Man hit 115.
You did it excellent. That's
there,
so
happy
amazing.
Birthday.
Yep.
And bottle caps, no, tomorrow you got appetizer. Go back to our yesterday's live stream. There's an appetizer for tomorrow, for our Manic Monday tomorrow. Yes. James, on next Friday, there's going to be another marathon for I'm a Creator. So you'll have to go and tune into I'm a Creator YouTube channel and check out about that. And if you don't know what it is, go and search on Twitter, hashtag I'm a Creator-thon, and you will know all the deals about it.
And James, as we were telling everybody, and I think I had mentioned to you, but today was kind of not an easy day for Xenia. Got your message. She was ready to tweet it. We were just got her the house today to make it a lot easier for her, and unfortunately I thought she had sent it. I sent it about what time? It was sometime after 2 again.
I fell asleep.
Because I tend to sleep a lot in general because of my conditions, but also when I get stressed I fall asleep. And because of today I literally, we came back and I fell asleep and I slept till 6, I think.
Exactly. So I apologize for that, and I don't use Twitter. So,
we gotta do a learning tutorial.
But
so
I drove around like a sleeping baby for a long time. So
Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventures. Yes, we are following each other. So just send me a DM. UP, I can't see you still there. I don't know if you're following. Can't see. I'm sorry. There's a whole bunch of followers on Twitter now, so I don't know which one are you. Especially if your Twitter handle is not the same one as the YouTube one, it's hard to recognize. So yes, the marathon is on the YouTube I'm a Creator channel. The same one, Stephanie, that you were watching, the first one, that's where it's going to be on at 3 p.m. Eastern on Friday. You're going to be doing Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure is going to be doing their first live stream April 20th. 6 p.m. Eastern.
Excellent.
Great. That's awesome.
Definitely.
Looking forward to that.
You're in here a lot, so when it's close to the date again, just in case we forget.
20th. That's Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's cool. Just remind us, tweet at us, please, so then we can check it out. Because we have our own live stream at 8.
Yep.
And the marathon at 3. So yeah, tweet at us. Let us know again. Remind us that it's on, so we can drop by.
Oh, it's going to be on your channel. Oh, I thought it was going on the other one. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I kind of assumed it's on the main channel.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna get more information about that.
Yeah.
I literally woke up like before supper, and then we came on here.
Oh, Mill, you've been sick all day. Oh, that's too bad. I hope you feel better soon.
Yes. My God. I hope.
Yeah, I hope you feel better soon. I hope you're better than you were feeling through the day, at least for a start. So, Terrell, welcome.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah.
Terrell was in for a bit.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't get to see you. I was looking periodically tonight, so one of our best, amazing supporters, great moderator. And that's why, sorry it took so long to make you one. I never think of moderator stuff. We're a moderator because Xenia offers to be one. If it was me, that would be the last thing on earth I would want to be. So
it's just hard sometimes for the channels when it gets hectic and there's nobody there. If there's like a lot of the same time, then but especially when there's nobody there, you need somebody just in case there is some backlash or something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we are here pretty liberal on the rules and stuff. So
everybody respect each other. Everybody support each other. And the way I see you guys going. You don't need much reminders. You're pretty good at it. So that's what's nice about it. I really like that.
UP, what is your... Did you already set up your Twitter? Maybe it's easier if I follow you first. So just write, what is your Twitter handle? Because I just searched for UP4204 and it's not there.
Riverbend Longbows Outdoors. You're on your way out. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
So glad we've connected and having you here supporting us like this. And I hope it's been helping your channel as well. I hope people from here are coming to support you. You got a great channel and you've been an awesome supporter. Thank you so much.
Mill Hill, you're just gonna get some good old vodka with some pepper in it, a shot in, a good blanket over top, sleep it through the night, and you're gonna be like fresh in the morning.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. I hope you'll be feel not. This sounds like such a shameless thing, just because I know we were talking about the music one that you were really into that. So I hope you can make it tomorrow night. But I really, first and foremost, hope you feel better.
Yeah, well, anybody can post. Yes, thank you, James. But anybody can post links because I opened, unless there is complete spamming, the chat is open for links. So.
I didn't mean anything by it. It was good to be. What I meant was it's not nothing. God, everything I say sometimes. So, all I just meant is I don't like being a moderator. That's all I meant.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I hope you feel better. Exactly. Just have some good rest, and we hope you feel better. Being sick sucks. So
getting sauna. Yeah, I wish we all had one.
Russian official, really? You would be the one saying vodka sounds good, not River Longbows Outdoors. Let's switch that. Vodka with pepper works perfectly. And it's not to get drunk. It's not enough to get drunk. It's just good enough to disinfect the insides.
Jesus.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Warren. Reese's Mill Off-Road Adventure says, hope you feel better. I was wondering why there was no stream tonight. Yeah, it's sauna is good. Yeah. The good old sauna with the stones and stuff.
Okay, one quick story. When I was first with Xenia,
read it.
Yeah, when I was first with Xenia, we went out to the country, a town called Rezekne. Is that the name of the little town or the area? No, because the area is bigger. But
the little town is Lenje.
Lenje,
and Rezekne is it's like closer to Russia.
But anyway, we were at the house, and that's where her uncle lives. And I never met her uncle before and stuff. We went there by train with her mom and her mom's boyfriend. And we had Chris with us. Excuse me, because that uncle was like one of the last people I got to meet. And he has a sauna, these old Eastern European type sauna. So we go in the afternoon, and I'm frigging around with it. It has this big, thick, old-time Soviet lock on it, and I mean thick. And what happens, my luck? It gets stripped, so we can't get out. So finally, after some help, her cousin came down and opened the door for us. So that night we got in the sauna. We had a couple of pretty strong beverages, I'd say. I had a lot. I drank a 26 ounce with your uncle. A vodka shot
you
for
know
shot.
how it goes when the foreigner comes to your place, okay?
Yes.
Especially like the older generation, they want to challenge them to who can do more. So that's what was happening, and they were trying it out of the horns, the older horns, and all the traditional ways of
brass shot glasses, a couple 100 years old that he had.
Yeah,
it was cool. We had a good time, and then lots of beer with it. So then we went and got in the sauna, and then I decided to be big man on canvas as usual, country boy side, and the last piece of wood that I put in the fire, I pretty much had to bang it in with another piece of wood to get it there. I brought the thing up to about 95 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
And I passed out. And Xenia had to keep me hydrated all night by putting cold water in my head. I was out for 5 hours.
Oh, yeah. I lost the count because, I was just sitting pouring cold water, and he said, I thought he was going to die,
So we get up the next morning. Well, I came to. She was up all night. And we go to get out. Oh, and sorry, I forgot to tell this one part. The door was like everybody that's lived on a farm or been on a farm, the Z frame. So you have your boards going up and down, and then your Z frame going across. Well, to get out that day when the lock stripped on us, we had to bang out 2 boards and put them back in. Well, because I had it so hot through the night, the door actually swelled enough because it was such a tight seal to begin with to keep it for the sauna. We couldn't get out anymore. We were completely locked in. And I had to use the axe and use the back of it and bang out 2 boards to be able to reach out and open it to get us out, which woke up everybody on the farm. Made a great impression on all of my to-be in-laws. So, yeah. So I felt really bad about it. Her uncle thought it was an amazing story. And we literally had people from around the neighborhood, this tiny little Eastern European village, come by to see the Canadian and what he did to the sauna. So now I'm kind of a little bit of a folklore around there. They tell the stories. So,
yeah.
As my sister always says, that's my brother making friends wherever he goes. So, yeah.
So that was a story about Andrew's sauna in Latvia.
Yeah.
Almost died and broke the door. And a great impression.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of those. But then we have to start our live chats much later than that.
Trey, man, you don't have to be in bed when we tell these stories.
Yeah, he's going to get dinner. So
oh, okay.
It's only 6:56 at his place. So that's why I don't know what time we should start, Train Man, in order for it to be right. I'm sorry. People even stopped chatting for a second and just was listening to your story.
Oh, it's a wonderful story. I remember those days when I could pour down some strong beverages. Those are getting further. Oh, yeah, they're way further behind.
Yeah, it only happens when Andrew comes to visit my relatives in Latvia. So that's why the story.
The last time we were over there, we went to a medieval festival. And I was with the kids and Xenia and that. I went exploring my own. It's very hard in that area of Latvia and Riga and those places. You can pretty much get by so. Not all the time, but maybe 3/4 with some English. Yeah, oh no, custom cards. Yeah, oh no, I was right. It was interesting. So I go exploring my own, and there's all these little things, and they're selling bread, and there's this drink that they make. It's kind of like a root beer, and that's like being very generous, but it's it's rye bread that's been
fermented rye bread drink.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
So now that should make you all nice and thirsty. And I go across to the sides, and there's this one people, and you got to picture this is like stereotypical old Eastern European. Like she has the babushka tied around and everything, and she's an old lady with the hands out like this, and they're selling beer because in Latvia you're allowed to sell homemade brew, but only to a certain amount. So she has this like keg. Oh wait, I gotta move my hands so I can't see.
Yeah, they can't see the other side.
Yeah, there you go. So they have like a keg about that big, wedged in a tree, one of those V ones. And they have all these old bottles around. The beer is basically in whatever bottles they could find. There was water bottles, there was old Fanta bottles, 2 liter, 1 liter, some of them 5 liters. So yeah, it wasn't like it went through a quality control check before they got there. And I can't say a word to them. And this part, they speak no English. And she's looking around, and I don't know what else to say. So I haul a nickel out of my pocket, and Canada has the beaver on it. And I'm like, I said, me, Canada. And she's like, oh, Canada, what is Canada? And she's taking me around and introducing me and showing me off to all these other booths. They're having talks about me. They're asking questions. I'm looking completely blank, which was definitely not a way for them to stop asking me questions. It just made them ask more. So finally, I get a young guy. You always look for a younger person because you have a better chance of getting English. And thank God one out of the 4 did speak a bit. So he translated, and I wanted to buy some beer. And I thought it was so amazing. I bought literally a 5-liter old water bottle that they filled up on right there in front of you. It cost me €6, which is about maybe $10 Canadian. And the fermentation wasn't done. It was like a live beer. There was still yeast into it. Like
well,
it was,
it's very common to have it live beer, especially in the country places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I brought that home, and refrigerators aren't so cold over there in the country a lot. And when you drink that stuff if you drink it in the best of times, it's a migraine. When you drink it when it's warm like that, it's horrible. And then when you get into saunas, it's excruciating. So there's different levels that it goes through. But the country is so fun there like that. I absolutely love it. And I showed you guys some night and there's a little corner store. And the neat part about let's see here, Latvia. The neat part about there is there's in the country you still get some of the old Soviet style places. And like during Soviet time, there was no such thing as any brand names. You didn't have Mr. Clean, or as they call it in England, and they're Mr. Proper. You didn't have any kind of brand names for stores or anything. It was literally convenient, like corner store, garage. They're all generic names, and you can still see some of them over there. I'm just looking to see. I might be able to bring up the store.
Well, Bottle Cap says live beer will give you boils on your bum.
Well, I don't know about that. It gives you something. Bottle Cap. Jeez. Bottle Cap.
It definitely gives you something. Yeah, I don't know about boils. I don't know about bum, but
there's the jeez. Bottle Caps.
Oh my goodness.
There's the store there. This is the store where I go all the time when we're there, and I go to order, and I have 6 people behind me. They just watch like a spectacle because they're curious to see how I'm going to bomb trying to get what I need and how I'll get by. They're very nice. They're not mean. They're not cruel. It's just for them, they don't get many tourists there, so they almost kind of bewildered how you ended up there. But this name right here literally means store, right?
Yeah.
So,
in Latvian.
Yeah, in Latvian. And how do you say it?
Veikals.
There you go, everybody. And this was an old factory, right? This was a factory or a store at one time?
No, it was a store too. A school on one side, a store. I think there was a gym.
Okay.
Sure.
Everything planned.
Because that's the white one. Sorry, I'm just showing you on the screen like you guys could see. That's the school where my mom went to, and kids are still going to right now.
Yeah, our cousin, your younger cousins.
My goddaughter was going there, and the store, the little store and stuff.
There's not this as far as the map goes as to there. And as everywhere else in Europe, there's tons of roundabouts everywhere. This is the one right here, and this will take you to Malta is like the bigger, that's where the next decent size grocery store is, and that.
Yeah. The bigger hospital is there and stuff like that. It's like a center of the bureau. How is it called now? I don't know even.
The area, like the town, like there you go. You can see it's weird there because you have all these small towns, but you always have a couple of these buildings like this. And the reason why was a lot of times like nobody owned houses, so they kind of look a bit like condos. Yeah, well, you know what I mean, condos, like they own them. Because in Soviet time, you couldn't buy a house. You had to be issued one by the government. And like Xenia's mom, who lived in Riga, they had to wait 14 years?
Yes.
It was before you were born.
Yeah, your image is not full screen, by the way.
Oh, okay. So I didn't, there, I'll put full screen there. I didn't think it mattered too much, but there, it's better.
People are asking, yes.
Oh, they want full screen? Oh, well, then we'll give them full screen then. Got to give the people what they want. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, they would literally be issued a place, and say they applied 5 years ago in an area where they lived around here, they would get a place like inside here. And if you had 6 kids more than when you applied, that was your problem, not theirs. If you refused it, you had to go in the back of the list again. Same as you lived in the major cities. You couldn't pick if you were north, south, east, or west. You were issued. If you didn't like it, well, that was just your prerogative. So after the wall fell, their way of handling who was issued those buildings was they kind of figured how long you lived there. There was different criteria too. I think of paying taxes and stuff, how long or how much upkeep you've done to the place.
Yes.
And based on that, you could buy it, purchase it from the government from a low price, and it would be yours. There's a lot of pine trees there. Very similar, the terrain to New Brunswick, the province beside us, beside Quebec. But there, you can see it's to the roundabout again.
Milhill, if you're still there, I'm just looking for a link from that medieval place now. Because you said that you're interested in it. Hi, Brooke, by the way.
Oh, welcome, Brooke.
Quadruple hi. Somebody's stuck on the enter button. But that's okay.
Excuse me.
Yeah, so I'm looking just for a link for that medieval place we mentioned, and Andrew in the meantime is showing the country place.
Yep, just so
people are saying they like the stories like in full screen.
Oh yes, yeah, sorry about that, guys. I didn't plan to be on it so long, that's why I didn't bother, but I apologize. So here, I can show you I mean, it doesn't matter. We don't own it anymore. We can show around where, or just on the other side of.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So I will say yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
In Riga.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Just a general look, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Let's not get into direct.
No, I wasn't. Yeah. Oh wait. Where's Agula? Okay, this guy's right here is. Let me, if I can zoom in. This tell them about Aguila in the church.
Yeah, Aguila is the biggest like Catholic cathedral or church in Latvia, and most of the people are Catholics in Latvia, although we have some other denominations as well. And every year it has the day of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary on the 14th and 15th of August, where people from all over the world come and visit, like a pilgrimage. They actually walk from everywhere.
Poland and
from
places.
Poland, yes, from everywhere. Walk to be on those 2 dates there. Pope once visited there as well, and they visit there to be there. Why? Because apparently there is this how is it called? The icon, picture of Mother Mary.
Yeah,
that does wonders. Basically, they have seen it crying.
It's a miracle by the church.
Yeah, it's a miracle picture of Mary inside, and it's usually locked, so you can't see it. But then those 2 days of the year, it gets unlocked, and people go to see her and ask for a miracle, because she apparently does miracles, because I think like some years ago, decades ago, people have seen her crying like real tears. So now everybody's going there, and there's like a blessed stream as well, where people are filling their water cans with that and stuff, things like that.
And this area that you see here, sometimes it can be like upwards of, well, even when we took the kids, there was upwards of 10,000 people here, all in these grounds. That's why you see these stands here and everything, are to handle the crowds that come each year for the pilgrimage.
Yeah, and even for the people who are not believers, it's interesting to be a part of it, just because of the animosity of the crowds. Yeah. And on the 14th, they have a candle vigil, so to say, where all of these tens of thousands of people are walking from one corner to another, holding their candles, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch
to see from there.
The procession of that. So.
Oh my God, no! That really took us in the back road. There's that they won't show. That's weird. They don't have the bigger road behind it for some reason. I don't know why, because I thought I could see the back part of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's like those panes of glass on the bank of US 19 in Clearwater, Florida.
Yes, yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about. Yes, exactly. I had to think for a sec. Sorry.
What is that?
I heard a bit about it. It's about there was a miracle there as well.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, but it's definitely something to see. I have been there in different times. We have been with our family after I moved here as well. When we went back, we went there to see with kids and with Andrew. It's definitely something to see for sure.
This is the highways running along the water side into Riga. There's the bridge. We're on the Riga side right now, which is the capital of Latvia, where Xenia grew up. The bridge span here. You can see some of the new buildings that have been built.
Corn Life Networking.
Oh, hi. Welcome. We're just doing some traveling. There's actually a game that I love, guys. It's called GeoGuessr. I think it drives Xenia crazy when I get onto it. That's one of those ones that sucks me in. And you go and you can pick areas. You can pick all the United States, pick Canada. People make maps all the time using Google Maps. I like the European Union one myself. And when you play, you go in and you have to guess 5 places you are. And it drops you literally somewhere on the map. You can have the street view and you can like click as I'm doing, going back and forth. But you can't see any names of the cities. And you have to literally try and guess where you are. And the further you go from a point, like every kilometer away from it, you lose a point. So you start at 5,000. If you make your guess and you say, I think I'm here, and you were 200 kilometers away, well, then you get 4,800.
Milton Manford was asked about leftovers from World War II. I just, I sent you a link of my picture from that Lithuanian fort.
Okay, well, I
after
yeah, because I can do it. I forgot I got to shut down because I got some other stuff opened here. I'm just gonna bring us back for a second.
Yeah, there are lots of, like, we visited one of the very interesting things we visited together. My mother and where I grew up, it's a suburb from Riga, and it's kind of. It has a forest in between of the main part of the Riga and in the suburbs where we lived. Well, we always knew that the suburbs contained old graveyard place or memorial for Jewish cemetery.
Can you put it on chat, please? The video so I can see it.
Yeah, sorry.
No problem, because when I'm in full view, I can't see anything.
Sorry, guys, I'll just bring you back. Yeah, and I always knew it's there, but never went there. And then me and Andrew went there to see this memorial, and it was actual site where 6,000 Jewish people and some other people as well were executed during the World War II, and it's quite a eerie feeling. They have these rocks there that represent people that passed away there, and actual old trenches are still there. So it's not just the monument in the place of where it happened, but the actual structures that were built for it are still there as well. So it's quite airy, and there's lots of that, lots of that there.
Yeah, and this best friend was saying the picture something. That's that Bereshwa I was talking about that goes in Lithuania all the way to Kaliningrad. If you follow it down, it's I think what 35 kilometers they said or something.
Yeah,
you'll end up at the border of Kaliningrad, which is of course the part of Russia that is outside of the motherland. And there's tons of those all the way down, and people are sunbathing on them. They're relaxing. And that white sand goes all the way in, and you can walk out for about a mile in the water, and the water is only still up to your chest. You're in the Baltic Sea. And it's amazing to think when you turn back and look at it, what it must have looked like in World War II. I mean, like for everybody sitting there now sunbathing on them, you got a picture at the time, all these huge bunkers. That was where we were looking for a while ago, bunker.
Yes.
Would have had gigantic, like all 120 millimeter guns onto it. Lots of amphibious boats coming in. These would have been owned by the Germans at the time, trying to hold back the Allies. So,
yeah, I think I have some history there in the description. I forget the dates, maybe.
Yeah, German coastal artillery battery. Oh, there we go. There we go. In March 1939, at the beginning of the World War II, Germans started building a naval port and coastal fortifications in Klaipėda, a coastal town on the shores of Baltic Sea already occupied by the Germans. The forts consisted of 9 reinforced concrete installations, connected by underground tunnels from the outside. The entrances were covered by barbed fence barriers, while the forts were armed with cannons and machine guns. Nowadays, some leftovers of these fortifications are openly accessible and even embraced by locals and tourists as part of the seaside view. It is really cool place. Well, is Mill Hill still there?
Yeah, and I think he's there, but like drifting asleep. I think.
Yeah, poor guy. No, I don't know if he was there when I told the story. I'll tell the very, very short, condensed one in case somebody. In case some of you guys have heard it already. We've shown this before. This was the house where everything began. This is the town Pusa that we were showing a while ago, what we named our business after. The new house is being built, but that's the old family house where Xenia's mom grew up.
Yeah, Mill Hill is here, yeah.
Oh, okay. And on this side of the trees here, in World War II, were the Germans hiding in these trees, and the Russians were in these trees, basically, and that's where the front had taken place. And at the time, Xenia's grandfather, they only had the one child, her oldest uncle, Oswald. He was about 7 months old. And if you go down behind this house over the hill, there's trenches still to this day dug in the ground where her uncle was, her grandfather, excuse me, was hiding from, because the Germans and Russians wouldn't touch women and children, but men were shot on sight. And there's a neighbor down the street from here who had a house, and he was a bricklayer, and he built the chimney with a hiding spot that he can contort himself in. And one of the neighbors had snitched that he was there, and when they were caught, and they went in and the Germans and fired with guns until there was nothing left of the chimney, basically. And of course, he was dead. He was killed, unfortunately. So long story short, it goes on for a month or two. Once in a while, her grandfather would sneak in the house at night. His wife would send her a message, like maybe hang out clothes or something in the evening that was safe to come in for a few minutes to see his son, have something to eat and run back. Well, a couple months later, the Germans moved over and they took over the house. And the house, like I say, it's hard to see right now because of the trees. You can see the roof. That's the house that the Germans used to plan their attack against the Russians that were hiding here. And like her uncle said that night, the floorboards, some of the beds that are still there and other things, he said, you're walking on the same floors that the Germans were walking on when they were planning these attacks. And her grandmother made a run for it. It was early spring, I believe it was. And down over the hill here, there's a lake. And let's see if I can zoom in a bit. There you can see a little bit more of the house. Yeah, here's the main house. Over the hill behind these trees, there's a lake. She was hiding in the trees with her son by then, who was about 9 months old. the Germans and Russians were firing from both sides, trying to shoot at her grandfather, and he ran across this lake to save his life, and he fell, and she assumed her husband was killed, but it ended up he had broken through the ice, and it happened in the evening. It was just enough time to get him that he could bob for air and stay alive enough till a bit more darker that he could escape from there, and that's basically what saved his life. So, I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal, the stories that they have there. They yeah, so that's it in the short version of it.
They have a medieval festival here.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah. I haven't published it anywhere.
Okay.
I'll send you a link.
If you look right here, you can see the stork nests. They're gigantic. They're like the size of a barrel.
Yeah, it's Puša. Best friend in your thread is right.
Yeah.
The way she put it right down, that's the way you pronounce it. Yeah, it's like it would be like Poosh. Yeah.
The upside down roof over the S gives a sh sound.
Yeah, Mill Hill, don't go away. I just found.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I just sent you. I found some pictures that we had from Medieval Festival that Andrew was mentioning. That's what I was looking for, and I haven't published them before, so that's why. That's why it was a bit of longer time.
Okay, these ones?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Take them back up. Sharing. There we go.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show Mill Hill.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Since he said he's interested in that. Yeah, so it's just a wooden structure there. There used to be like older villages there in 13th and 14th century. So they get together medieval festival. So they built this wooden structure, and people are coming in the folk costumes, doing like older crafts, doing the fighting with swords and things like that, kind of to commemorate the place that it started from. Like you see here, it's also older, like their clothing and things like that. You can try on and check it out. So yeah, that's an older clothing, the folk clothing from the area from 13th, 14th century.
See, against popular belief in movies, this is kind of more traditionally how a Viking would have dressed. They were actually known for having many bright colors like this.
Yeah.
It's not like we see in the movies at all. I love this picture.
Yeah, so a lady was doing a clay thing. Yeah, best friend in your thread says she has to show it to her husband. She loves Vikings.
Yeah, I was showing her that she's seen her wedding the other night. I was
yeah. And then they do initiation for the new members of their like medieval club. They do this ritual around the fire and initiate new members while singing songs, and it's quite interesting. It was hot that day too, though. So.
Yeah, it was. It's like I said, it was a great day to drink live beer.
I'm obsessed with Vikings. Want to visit Norway so bad. Well, we could do another video about that too, since we did immerse ourselves in that world for quite a bit while we were doing your events Iceland. You want to show our wedding video then, or some? I don't know.
I can show the pictures. Probably is better, I think.
Yeah. So for those. I would love to see that and be there. Yes, Will Hill. Yeah. It was beautiful wedding. Best friend says, Half-Blood Pixie. Hi, thank you. Yes, you caught the stream. We're kind of just chilling out right now.
Yeah.
We had our own segment at the beginning, so we're just showing our pictures right now. This is pictures from our wedding in Iceland.
This was this is my mom and dad. Our 3 kids, because they didn't come with us. We eloped. Each of the younger ones gave us something to bring with us. Excuse me. And this is Xenia's mom and dad. And this was the coffee that the guy gave you.
Yeah, for free since we had a wedding. And that morning it was 90 kilometers an hour winds. It was a hurricane coming, and our priestess, because we had a Satra wedding, which is a pagan faith in Iceland that is officially recognized by the government. The priestess called us and said, "You guys, maybe we should cancel it." But we're strong.
Yeah. We had Viking blood. We proved it.
Yeah. So we went, of course, do a little preparations. We had amazing. It was only us. For those who don't know, it was only me and Andrew, and we had amazing photographer Roman Gerasimenko that you can see these pictures are from. Full credit to him and his wife and the priestess. So that was only 5 people in our wedding, and we loved it so much because we could just spend time with each other. The dress that you can see was custom made and went by the shot from the popular History Channel TV show Vikings. If you watch that,
yeah, there was a wedding scene in the first season or second season, I forget. Where second season, yeah, where Floke gets married to Helga, and this is Helga's wedding dress. We brought down about 30 screenshots, and she was a woman who was in the wedding gown district, and she was the only one who did medieval clothing and wedding clothing, and she's never been able to blend them within 15 years. And when we got there, she just found out she was pregnant on top of that.
Yeah.
So she was like all bubbly and excited, so she poured her heart out into it. That's right in Reykjavik at the hotel.
Yeah, so that was made by the shot from the TV show. And then I had, later on you'll be able to see the traditional Latvian footwear, which is called pastalas, and it's made from leather. I ordered it from the now known person in Latvia that makes it like custom made from actual patterns from old times. So that was quite interesting too. Yeah, all Viking.
I hate that picture.
I love it.
I keep meaning to delete that every time I see it. It was like a geek convention.
Oh my god. Oh, that's my back to bed. Healthy sleep alarm.
That was the photographer's wife. She was a great help that day, Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa is from Manchester. And Roman is from Ukraine. They both live in Iceland, have been there for decades now, and it's quite interesting.
Your footwear?
Yes, my footwear that I just was saying, the traditional Latvian footwear from older times. Pastelas, it's called. It's all made from one-piece leather. So that's what I was wearing. And it's red because it's my favorite color. This is 2 things from my parents since they both have passed away. One is my father's pin from his pilot days. In
the Air Force.
In the Air Force, yeah. And the other one is my mom's ring. Something old.
Iceland, the Iceland Air hotels, they have 7 around the island, and every one of them has one of these wooden guys because mostly they use reclaimed wood. So they always have one. There's one actually, was it Akureyri or one place where he's standing in front of the urinal.
Yes.
They have a really weird sense of humor there. I love it. Driving through on the way to the ceremony. This was our priestess. We had found her. She did a wedding for a couple. We had no idea who she was. And finally, through YouTube, in a couple of months, we were able to track down the photographer who put up the video, who then put us in touch with the couple in Colorado. He was in Chicago, I think.
Yeah.
The couple was from Colorado, and then they put us in touch with our priestess, and Joanna, and she's like the coolest person you ever met. Priestess, loves heavy metal, mothering is all get out. Like
she's very interesting. We love her so much.
Yeah, she's the coolest person you'll ever meet. Their house is beautiful, and it's right on it translates to Whale Bay, and there's actually a full whale skeleton down because the ceremonial part is not far from her house, down by the water side, and it's hundreds of years old, and there's a full whale skeleton there, and more wild Icelandic horses. There's her house from the front, and there's her Icelandic dogs, and they're like the greatest ever. Bird flying by the window. Like we said, it was a hurricane. You can see the windows look plastered. Xenia in her dress, looking lovely as always, as ever, I should say. More me. Oh my God! Will you stop putting those freaking pictures in?
Oh my God! They have been there for 4 years.
I know,
already.
and I keep forgetting to delete those stupid things.
Yeah, she used Icelandic artifacts as a part of the ceremony. The eternity ring and a horn that we had to drink a special drink from, and also bless the earth with it. And there we are now.
Laughing as usual. Looked like last night all over again.
Yeah, this was actually homemade.
It was moonshine.
Moonshine inside. Yeah, that was
it had
provided by our photographer.
Yeah, because we had to drink for the ceremony, so she brought it. This is one of my favorite pictures of Xenia.
Yeah.
There's our priestess. You can see the wind is fierce.
Yes, it was sweeping us away, and it was such a fine rain that you can't even see it, but it was so it was soaking. We were soaking wet. All that time I was actually scared that my veil is gonna catch fire because it was going all over the place, but then I realized, oh, it's soaking wet anyway, so
well,
it's
it almost it almost did once. It was right over top of
the so yeah, you said it was a sacred place for Vikings, years ago. So
this is my belt, and they were amazing because I didn't want to. The guy in the TV show is more in like a grayish color. I didn't want that. I wanted more black. But I love the belt they had, and the belt we changed the color a bit, but they actually used the original runic writing. And the guy made it from scratch, but he also went and looked up the meaning to make sure that it wasn't some like joke for the show or anything. So it's an old Latin proverb that says, love conquers all, and then the back it says, so let's yield to love. So
yeah, because our priestess is a runic expert, so you don't want any chicken fried rice there.
Yeah, exactly. Xenia wanted us to write our vows on parchment paper to keep the look authentic.
Yeah.
She always thinks of that stuff.
Individual vows.
Yeah, I think you helped me write mine.
I don't think so. I hope not. That would be weird. Andrew made a handmade, that was so sweet. Andrew made a handmade ring box to hold our rings for the ceremony. And it was a complete surprise. He also, bottom was laced with dry rose petals that I have saved because every time Andrew gives me flowers, I save them, like dry them up. So he took some of the petals of those roses and put at the bottom of the handmade ring box that he did. That was very sweet.
The ring, that's the symbol of unity. Like you say, it was a full pagan ceremony, which was very cool. So it was a lot of the tradition.
Yeah, I liked it because the way, obviously, it's a pagan tradition. So it goes, she talked about the connection between the earth, fire, water, and air, and how the relationship is about that as well. And it has to have all of those 4 elements in it to be in harmony.
God, I didn't realize there was so many of them. People still awake.
Yeah, as you can see, our photographer was soaking wet.
Yeah.
So and so was his wife. So that's why
they were very good sports. And those Icelandic sweaters that he's wearing, they have those usually have family patterns on, like a kilt would for Scottish, and they're made with Icelandic sheep wool. And it's illegal to import sheep in Iceland because the breed that's there is the same bloodline from Viking times. And they're completely like water repellent, and they're very, very expensive, but they are amazingly good in wet weather.
Yes, Crazy Russian just tuned in back again. Viking style. Yes, we did it on Viking sacred grounds. There you can see that, and in Viking type clothing. with a Satru priestess. She's so fun.
And you can see the rain in this one quite well.
She was actually so fun that she invited us after the ceremony into her house to have a traditional Icelandic supper with traditional Icelandic deliciously delicious pancakes in her house. And we probably spent there good 4 hours just chatting away.
4 or 5 hours. Yeah.
Just her, our photographer, his wife, who by then became our friends,
Yeah.
and us, and it was so amazing. Pancakes are great. It had a homemade whipping cream and rhubarb jam in it. So good. Our vows that we wrote for each other. And that's, again, the box that Andrew made.
And I carved in our initials in runic. I went and looked them up on the internet and put in AKB. So
yeah. Icelandic sheepdog.
They're so amazing, those dogs.
Yeah, so friendly, my God.
Little balls of fur. There's the wild, well, some of them are like semi-wild Icelandic horses. They're just phenomenal. They're so amazing, so beautiful.
Yeah, you can just go to them and they're so friendly. They want to be friends with you right away.
There's the skeletal remains of the whale. And like I said, this is called Whale Bay. The weather had finally let up a little bit after we're all done eating. And this was in the summer, by the way. So this picture was taken, I think, around 10 o'clock at night because it doesn't get dark there in the summer. It just gets a bit like golden hour for maybe 2-3 hours.
Yeah, by then my feet were completely soaking because it was all wet, obviously. But we were still going to visit the...
I love this picture.
Yeah. They're super friendly. They wanna interact with you right away.
Tomorrow night, the Victoria's Secret pajama party.
Bottle caps. It's a rare occasion. I'm gonna be announcing it. Crazy Russian used to live in Sweden and admire Viking traditions.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
love Sweden too. We've been there.
Yeah. Whale bones and Victoria's Secrets. Yeah.
This is me discovering new land with Xenia. Iceland is such a goofy place. I love it. I love everything. It's so whimsical there. Yeah. And this is a piece of art somebody made, and it's a tribute to the computer.
Yes, yeah.
And we thought it was fitting, since we did meet in the beginning on a computer, that it was only right to get our picture by it.
So fitting, actually. We have a Sunday family talk today, so
yeah, exactly. Oh, and we got married on Canada Day, and I brought over at the last second. I decided to go to the dollar store and buy as much Canada stuff as I could get. I bought shirts, I bought flags, I bought whatever I could get my hands onto, and brought over in a suitcase. So then we went to this place called the Laundromat, and it's a bar in Reykjavik with a laundromat down below. And we started handing them out to everybody at the bar. So that was pretty cool. We even got to do I got everybody together, and we got to say Happy Canada Day on from Iceland. So that was a lot of fun.
From everybody in the bar.
Yeah, we had like 7 different countries were there.
Yes, yeah.
You know.
Wedding cake. Yeah, this was our reception afterwards, like after party, so to say, after we had a dinner at our priestess's house.
And this is probably my favorite picture of them all. This is my.
And since we were eloping, not a lot of people knew, almost nobody knew that we were eloping. So our photographer decided to make a video of us and post it on Facebook to announce that we were getting married. So nobody believed it. And then we had to do another video actually saying, you know what? Yes, we are actually married.
It is true.
Yeah.
This is the Blue Lagoon, and this is one of the most famous places in Iceland. When you land off the plane, it's only about a 15-minute bus ride away. This is the only power plant in the world where you can actually swim as byproduct. If you see the steam over there, this is what powers Reykjavik. And because they heat geothermal, the hot waters come up, and they have to cool it down, so they pump in seawater. And the locals used to jump the fence at night and go swim in these waters, and they chased them away for a long time. And then they finally realized there was a business to be made, and now it's turned into a 5-star resort. And the waters, of course, are very therapeutic for you, especially people with psoriasis and types like that. That actually, there's a clinic there on the side that just deals with that. And the water's got this nice murky. It's through here. You can see the steam coming off of it. And well, Iceland's full of these. They even have a river that runs warm at like 30 degrees Celsius. Some of them are scalding hot. There's one of them we were at was 182 degrees. It will burn you on contact.
Yeah, I actually more enjoyed these wild ones, so to say, because like especially the one that we had the first time when we went, you know, the sunset, the midnight sun. So it's sunset for 3 hours, starting at midnight and never goes dark. We were in this hot thing, you know, and the wild horses running on the background of volcanoes and mountains. Like it was not the soul, it was quiet, just the sound of water and the horses running and the midnight sun. It's just like from a fairy tale. It's so beautiful. Yeah, that's us next day. Yeah, so that's us.
There.
This is us and our story.
Yeah.
On a Sunday family talk on our live stream.
You guys are amazing.
You never know what we're going to talk about on these.
I know.
Surreal, yeah. Best friend in your thread says, wow, I'm jealous. Surreal. Yeah, loving the pictures. So cool. Loving this.
We always had kind of an adventurous spirit to us right from the get-go. That's what I really liked best about Xenia. That was probably one of the first things that really got to me was, you know, she was always my partner for doing stuff like this, you know, going off the beaten path. And it wasn't, we're not people to pack bags and spend weeks and weeks and weeks planning. We've done it many times here just in Canada. I would come home from work and say, I need a break. And we'd be gone for 3 days with the kids. We'd be packed in literally 15 minutes sometimes.
Yeah, 1 o'clock at night. Let's go to PEI.
Yeah.
It's 13 hours away.
Yeah.
Okay,
we'll be there in no time. Yeah.
5 minutes and I'm ready.
Yeah, we're definitely about to see the pants. I think it drives my mother crazy because she's always worried about the kids, but our kids actually travel well because of that. I've always believed the earlier you get kids used to it, the better they adapt to it. And now, like, we can take off and drive for days and they know how to occupy themselves. We know how to find ways along the road. We've slept in cars, like I say, more times than lots of times. That's been a very, very common occurrence for us. So
Bits of Real Panther says, silly question, but how did you guys know?
How did we know? Wow. Huh.
That's a good question.
That's a very good question.
Deep and personal?
I know you're waiting for me to answer first. So I'm waiting for you to answer.
Are we getting deep and personal?
How did I know? How did I know? Well, I'm not going to dive in. I mean, I can't say everything in my life, but I was previously married. It wasn't going very well, which happens, and it was finishing off its course, and we had already just met, but we were just friends. Like I say, we had met on a video game, stayed friends, and it was a big step because I was the one to go over. I mean, we're talking 7,000 kilometers away. For somebody who used to laugh at his friends who did online dating because I was married and thought they were ridiculous. Now, what do I got to say? I met this girl. We're staying in touch. We talk on email and stuff like that. But I don't know. I went over with I've told Xenia since. I didn't say at the time, but you know, I kind of thought to myself, well, if it doesn't work out, I got 3 months in Europe and I'm going to come back and figure out what I do next. So I went over and I don't know, we've just never been apart since.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. I think sometimes it just clicks and it's no matter what happens when you are together, it's just harder being apart.
Yeah.
And no, nothing is burning. It's just hard to
I was trying to hold the laugh because I didn't want Xenia to think I was laughing what she was saying when I seen the comment.
it's why we stopped for a second, because it's hard to put a long story in short words.
Yeah.
And it has been a long story about around it. That's why we're just kind of trying. Okay, well, we should start. But long story short, I think when it's harder to be away than being together, even in bad times. Because obviously everybody has their own things, everybody argues, everybody has their ups and downs, and that's all fine. That's all part of it. But, when you realize that being apart is harder than even the worst fight you had, I think that's when you know that it's the right person.
And we had a lot of pressure on us. I mean, it was a really, the distance and because the distance between the countries really makes you have to kind of jump into gear. So there's always a little bit more of a free fall feeling, just because you don't get as much time when you live in the same town or an hour away or something like that, where you can let things kind of, we'll see where it goes and we'll talk next year. My lease is up in 2 years and we'll talk. If you want to be together, you kind of got to act on it, and
it's kind of consensus. I mean, the way that we were dating, we were chatting with each other online, through the video, through Skype, a lot. Like we were basically living at some point and creating our own time zone with them. Because of the time difference of 8 hours, I would wake up and go to work. Well, Andrew would be falling asleep, so I would say good night. He sometimes would fall asleep with his headphones on. I would come back from work and pick up my headphones and say, wake up, it's time for you to go to work. We spent so much time actually talking with each other that I think we actually got to know each other even more than people who would be just dating, meaning like going out on dates to the restaurant or whatever, because we were forced to talk to each other. When you spend 10 hours a day talking, you get to know each other a lot. And when you do that every day for months, I think it condenses. So somebody might say, well, it's fast, but it's not, because I think you get to know each other so much more than if you would be dating somebody regular way.
It's just because we're not used to, our psyche hasn't developed yet enough to embrace all of what like talking online is. You get such a more stronger bond by doing that. It's just when you go to meet the person,
it's always
then you kind of get thrown into a reality.
Water,
and I think I told that the other night about when I flew to Latvia. I mean, like, it was such a whirlwind, because I land in Frankfurt, got 2 hours, I jump on a plane, and then as you're getting closer into Riga, I start thinking more, which is normal. What ifs, like, the 3 people that said this is probably a scam, blah, 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 is true. Whatever was fishing. Not that there's anything wrong with Xenia, but
Latvia was always associated with Russia, and Russia was always associated with post-in or mail-in brides at that time especially. So obviously everybody was worried, although it had nothing to do with it. We even didn't met that way. But people assume things a lot.
Of course. And I mean, we got to talk a lot on Skype, so I mean, by then things should be starting to slip if you're going to see
it's
some.
Not like it's going to be some hairy.
Marrying Boris, And later on when we told her mom about this year, her mom was, because her mom was then worried when she would come to Canada, and then she said, well, Mom, but that Andrew was worried when he came over, his parents were worried. She's like, well, he's a man. Well, yeah, I'm a man, but I'm also a man in another country who doesn't speak the language completely. There was still a lot, you could get into a mess. What if all the uncles had a problem with me? It's nice to talk tough, but I mean, still, I'm just one guy, and I don't live there. I don't have any rights. I'm just a visitor. So I landed, and I get off in the airport, and airports, they have one thing in common, is just 500 turns and corners to go through. And as I'm walking through them, the closer I get, the more I keep thinking, oh my God, what if this is something? What if this, that? What if she doesn't show up? What did I just go and fly, almost a quarter of a way around the world, and this is just a bust? And I finally go through customs, and I'm still looking, and by then I think I'm almost feeling my chest, And I come through a door and I hear somebody yell my name, Andrew, and she literally jumped up and just started kissing me in this tight embrace. And I grab her, not even sure if I have her at that moment. I'm just going by the way she called my name because I couldn't even really get to make eye contact with her. And we're kissing, and then all of a sudden I feel this like on my shoulder, and I look around and it's the janitor trying to get through, and we were blocking the whole doorway. So we kind of look at each other and it's like that, and people start to kind of laugh, and some people are like, oh, and kind of clapping a little bit. And yeah,
like Megan Ryan movie.
Yeah, we always say it was kind of Megan Ryan, Tom Hanks type of thing.
Was quite interesting. Well, you know, as Andrew said, yes, we talked a lot, and yes, we got to know each other a lot too. But it's right, you know, it's still that moment of getting, you know, to see each other face to face in reality. It's still a bit unnerving because I think there's a lot of expectations, and you know, you build an image of the person when you talk, and you kind of wonder, well, is it going to be like that when you meet in person, or have you just built it in your head? Because you know, you're still not completely there.
Exactly.
So I think that's what was like before we met each other. But again, we talked so much with each other in the meantime.
Yeah, there was a lot. And plus, too, you would have a lot of people putting stuff in your head. And that's another thing, too, you got to deal with, because when it was getting closer, that starts to creep back in. You don't want it. You don't believe in it. But it's just kind of human nature, you know. And I mean, like, to this day, my parents adore Xenia. She's as much the family as any of us.
I have the best in-laws, and I'm not just saying that. My in-laws are everything opposite of what you have of stereotypes in-laws. They are that, and that's true.
And Xenia's mom, like, I felt like when she passed away so young, that was my biggest regret, that I never got to speak to her. We had to speak, like, Xenia always as a translator. And I started learning Latvian, but Latvian's extremely hard. It's a very small amount of people in the world speak it. It hasn't adjusted a lot over the years, so it's still very, I don't mean to insult Xenia. It's extremely hard to speak. It's not, I don't want to use the term primitive, but it hasn't developed a lot. So it's still
one of the ancient languages, the same as Icelandic, the same as Latvian. It has adopted to French, Russian, and a little bit in Swedish since it was occupied during the hundreds of years. But it's still very
like, if you're speaking, saying I'm buying pork, I'm looking at pork, or I'm eating pork. Pork has like 3 different words, and none of them really connect with each other. It's not like French where you have different endings. I might mispronounce it wrong, but plane is lido machina.
Yes.
And that means oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
It literally means flying machine. And I love that. I love it. It's just like it was just discovered in the air, you know, and it's like, oh my God, a flying machine.
Yeah, it's called the way it is, basically. The purpose of it, it's the name of it, and lots of things.
It's very cool. I mean, they've been so good to me, like, and I love it there. I'm proud to be associated with it. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm a huge Soviet time fanboy, so that was a big plus. Not that I dated her because of that, but I didn't hurt in my books. So
yeah, as we always talk, I'm your best.
My best souvenir from traveling.
Traveling. So.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, Iceland speaks almost the same language as Sweden. Well, yeah, Scandinavian language are derived from Icelandic. So, yes, exactly.
Here's one of the pictures I was looking for. This is the first trip we ever took. We'd only been
Throwback Thursday on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. This was taken at a 1,200-year-old place in Tallinns, Estonia, an old Viking port they converted into a restaurant. And it's one of my favorite pictures of the two of us. Yeah, I think we'd only been, maybe it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know now the dates, but
yeah, because I realized it's wrong on top of it, so that's why I covered everything.
Oh, yeah, Facebook.
I'll go fix that.
But yeah, it's cool. It just was a cool experience.
We took a bus from Riga to Tallinns, and it was this old Soviet-style bus with the windows kind of on a slant, and the gears were grinding, ying, 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 and I loved it. He had no uniform on. We get up there. Tallinns is amazing, real old medieval fortified city. And then the next day we took a ferry over to Helsinki, Finland, which was always one of my bucket list places to go. So that was very cool. I had one other picture here. And of course I went and, oh no, okay, it's on this side. When we were talking about Iceland in the summer in the midnight sun, this is, I'll leave it up and open it from this side. This is one we took of my daughter, and this is what Iceland looks like at 1 o'clock in the morning. That's exactly what the sun looks like. This hasn't been altered in any way.
Midnight sun.
Yeah.
Well, it's close to midnight here too, and I'm losing my voice. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I started talking and it wasn't there. Oh my God. There, I'm back. Hopefully. Yeah, so that was a little story into This Is Us, our Viking wedding, and story about how we met.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, that was just kind of impromptu. And
there are a couple of people joining us. New sidewalk closed for today.
Yeah,
I meant. Brazilian Buck just checking in if all is still on tomorrow. Yes, it is tomorrow, 8 p.m. Manic Monday music. I'm so excited. There's going to be whole different guests on, including Brazilian Buck, talking music. It's going to be exciting. Book your night. I'm sure it's going to go past 10 o'clock.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And if you're on and if we talked with you to be on as a guest for tomorrow, please switch your Twitter on tomorrow so we can get in touch.
Let's see who else was here. You're going to go live. Yep, Bottle Caps Resorian is definitely going to be live. He's going to be with us for the Manic Monday.
Tomorrow, yeah. Maybe he's going live tonight too. I don't know.
Best friend, this was fun. Thank you so much. Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah,
I enjoyed it like a soap opera. It's our life.
Yeah,
it's our life.
Yeah.
And Andrew, by the way, about your comment, it's better to be divorced. Andrew has been divorced, and then he still chose to be with me, so he knows both ways. So, thank you for all the live stream. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for hanging with us.
Guitars and giggles are more fun than relationship talk, Bottle Caps. We know that. We know that. And that's for you. But we still appreciate you hanging on and staying with us tonight. Tomorrow is going to be more fun for you and hopefully for lots of people as well. Share it tomorrow. I'm going to be posting maybe tonight the poster for tomorrow. We'll see.
You guys are really amazing.
Yeah.
So just wanted to tell you that.
Come back. Don't forget to come, like, and share, and comment on the video once it's uploaded.
Yeah.
We're back to our usual.
Yeah.
And I'm still losing voice, so hopefully we're going to be back tomorrow. Hopefully Milhelm Mowers is going to be feeling better tomorrow. We're going to want to have him on live stream as well. So hopefully. Yes, and we are about to
finish. You're back. Oh, yeah. I thought you were. I didn't even know you were gone.
Yeah, he was gone for dinner.
Oh.
You missed a whole bunch of soap operas. Bottle Cap said about our.
Put back about 40 minutes, and you'll get to see what what Bottle Cap so graciously referred to as soap opera.
Our Viking wedding and how we met and the details about it. Rewind 40 minutes, and that's what was our soap opera.
And don't forget James Mannix. You finish work tomorrow night at 9, I believe. We're starting at 8, but I hope you can get back in time and catch some of Manic Monday. I'm sure that one's going to run later too. So
it's going to be fun. So if you're late, that's fine. Come in if you.
And you got to sing. He's got to sing.
Yes.
You're not getting out of it without a song. So.
Yes, it's going to be fun. So looking forward to it.
Andy X.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the chat more. So Andrew watching it too, but he's also handling the sharing screen and all that. So
that's what I said about being a mod. I'd be the worst one in the world because I don't pay attention to anything. She's my attention. She's my memory. I can't stress that enough.
No, but it's just we are a team, so we have different things of doing. And it's amazing that there are two of us here, so we can pass back and forth information. And I'm just mostly looking at the chat at the same time, and Andrew's looking for things to show you guys. So
I can sing. I know you can sing, and that's why you need to be there to sing a song.
So chime in. tomorrow once you come home from work. We're still going to be on. And hi, and Stephen, we are just about to end. But come back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, Manic Monday, with our panel of a whole bunch of exciting creators and YouTubers you all know, and maybe you don't some, but you will know after tomorrow. So tune in.
Oh my God, you went AM radio on us there. Dude, live, 97.7 FM live.
And smash that button. Good night, you all.
Good night, guys. Take care. Keep creating. Love yous.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.